Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Jim Masters Show live. How are all of you? It's good to see you. Welcome. It's nice to see all the smiley faces, looking for some levity. That's what we're all about here on the show. A word I stumbled on when I said love and levity just a little too fast in the summertime when I was describing our entertainment lifestyle talk show series, the Jim Masters Show Live. And I was saying the show is about light, love, and levity. But then I said love and levity too fast, and we created levity. Everybody loves the word, the guests, the viewers, everybody loves that word. So that's the word that is coined and branded for our show. And it's apropos. It really means a lot here because the viewers who watch religiously, faithfully, and loyally daily, we've got a wonderful community of folks who watch every show that they can get, whether they watch live, and a lot do watch live, or they watch this series, this entertainment lifestyle talk show series later on our YouTube channel, and they can binge watch. And you can do that too if you want to see this episode again, or almost 300 episodes of our incredible daily interactive international entertainment lifestyle talk show series. Whew, that's a mouthful. The Jim Masters Show Live. You can see them all on YouTube at Jim Masters TV. I am your host, Jim Masters. I do this work professionally in television, radio, multimedia as a TV radio host, presenter, personality, journalist, actor, writer, producer, stage MC, voiceover narrator, voiceover artist. We had a busy day on the air today in my professional work. Really cool conversations. We had a conversation in my professional work on Close-Up Radio with a guest who is involved in, well, you know, when people pass away, there's this talk about being frozen and then coming back 100 years later. Really interesting topic. Really very, very fascinating. And that's sometimes I get into some really fascinating conversations with people. And that was part of the professional work today and some other voiceover work. So it was a busy day. And last night's guest had a couple of audio issues on their end in California. Hank Garrett, the legend, the iconic actor and comedian. And we had a wonderful conversation with him and his wife, but it was off air. So we tried, and he had, there had some computer issues. So he's going to be back soon. He's all excited. He definitely wants to be on the show. So we're going to have him back on the show. We didn't want to do the show because we really wanted to focus on, you know, having a really good, solid show. So we only like to present the best product-wise, production-wise, broadcast-wise for all of our lovely viewers, all of you. So welcome if this is the first time you're joining us. This is, again, an entertainment lifestyle talk show series patterned after a lot of the old school talk shows, you know, from the past, you know, where they brought back the lost art of conversation, which is what we're doing, and some entertainment sprinkled in and so much more. Good to have you with us. We have a little light Bloody Mary here right now, a nice little Bloody Mary. Maybe we'll take a little sip of that as well. Good to see everybody. How's everybody doing? Hope you guys are doing well and that everything is going well for all of you. And let's check in. I do want to let you know we've got an amazing guest who is a dear friend, and this is a return visit actually on our show. Yes, we're very excited. A phenomenal return visit from our friend Tiffany Moore. She's joining us. She's a wonderful violinist, Irish fiddler, multi-instrumentalist. She's going to be joining us in just a second, live from Chicago, Illinois, where it's warmer right now than it is in Louisiana and Texas. We send our prayers to everybody down south in Texas and those areas who are really struggling right now with power outages and water failure and so much going on down there. It's I think the weather is worse there than it is up here in the northeastern United States where we are. We're in the midst of a snowstorm ourselves. We have snow outside, about 5 to 8 inches. It's still snowing, going to be snowing into tomorrow. But, you know, our power's on, our heat is on. We're nice and cozy. So we're in good spirits here. But prayers to everybody in Texas. It's a tough spot to be right now. Welcome, everybody. Yes, from all of us here at the Jim Masters Show Live. Jennifer Barry tuning in, checking in with some of our lovely viewers. We welcome all of you. It's good to see you here. Yesterday, you bought St. Patrick's Day decorations, cleaning and decorating tomorrow. Slancha. Wonderful. That is fantastic. Getting ready for St. Patty's Day. Hello, Jim and Levity family. Good to see you. Mary Bishop in Florida. Kathy Short. Hello, Jim and Levity. So nice to be here tonight. Kathy Short in Cleveland. Nice to see you there in Ohio. Merlin is here from Innerkip, Ontario, Canada. Hello, Jim, and hello, all lovelies. Good to see all of you here as we welcome our very special guest, Tiffany Moore. Again, it's a second visit for her. She and I are great friends, and we've been friends for a long time. And we have a lot of mutual friends in the industry, and it's so great to have her joining us in just a second. She's tuning up the violin as we speak. Some of the family you met with Mairead in Massachusetts is waiting for you. Oh, that's fantastic. Bernadette, nice to see you, Bernadette. Welcome to the Jim Masters Show Live. You mentioned another dear friend of mine, Renee Nesbitt. Interviewed her multiple times on American television, on PBS, and also on this show. You can go back and see that interview from, I think it was the summertime. Renee Nesbitt's going to be back with us. Yes, she's going to be back with us on Saturday, March 20th in the afternoon for an afternoon episode. It's going to be special. Neil Byrne from Celtic Thunder and Byrne & Kelly is also coming back on the Jim Masters Show Live on Saturday, March 27th. And the Byrne Brothers, yes, that wonderful young group originally from Dublin and then Donegal. Now they live in Orlando, Florida. They're coming on the show Thursday, March 4th, live with a special concert event here exclusively on the Jim Masters Show Live as well. So good to see you, Bernadette. Merlin says, hey, Tiffany, welcome to Lovity Hall. Yes, it's so cool to have her back on the show. We're happy to have her here. We're also happy to have all of you here, too. Hi, Jim and everyone. Happy Thursday. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Looking forward to an exciting show with amazing music, inspiring conversation, and levity. And as you can see, my hair is growing and growing and growing. It's very long. Now it's a challenge to see if we can get it for a full year. It hasn't been cut since March. Tiffany said that her hair hasn't been cut since late March as well. So now it becomes a challenge. Can we make it a full year without getting it cut? And, you know, we style it a lot of different ways. Today, we decided to just let it flow. Low and flow is what we're doing tonight. We don't need the hat. We don't need to pull it back. We don't need to do anything crazy. It just wants to casually just hang there. And it's kind of cool. Good to see you, Willie, as well. Hello, Jim and Lovelies. Have fun tonight. Absolutely. We always do. And Dee Laura is here. Dee, welcome to the show. Everybody watching on our YouTube channel, we invite you to subscribe to our channel. You can check out 300 episodes of the Jim Masters Show Live, just about. Good to see you, Dee. Welcome to the show here on Jim Masters TV, the Jim Masters Show Live. Christine Clifton is here. Greetings, Jim and Lovely friends. Welcome, Violinist, Fiddler, Tiffany to the show tonight. Will be a great night of music, conversation, Lovely Hall. We're going to take a look at some of the rest of the great comments, but first we're going to get ready to welcome our very special guest to the show. Now, if you have not seen her, well, here's a great shot to begin with that one, right? There's Tiffany in the middle, myself, and our wonderful dear friend, Renee Nesbitt. Brilliant, brilliant person Renee is, inside and out as well. We love her. Dear friend. And this was just after a phenomenal concert at Carnegie Hall in New York City that I was a part of, Renee was a part of, and through Tim Janis, our wonderful mutual dear friend as well. So our dear friend Tiffany is going to be joining us in just a second, but I just want to tell you a little bit about her in case you weren't familiar with her work. She began her classical violin studies at the age of 9, 2 years ago, crossed over into Irish music. She runs her own music studio in the Chicagoland area, teaches violin, piano, voice, ukulele lessons. She's performed with the Northwest Indiana Symphony Orchestra, Northwest Indiana Symphony Youth Orchestra, Chicago Philharmonic Orchestra, FBC Orchestra, Chicagoland Pops Orchestra, dozens of weddings, receptions, countless events, festivals throughout Chicago and Indiana. She is also competed at the American College of Musicians and won awards at the National Piano Guild competitions in Illinois. Tiffany also competed and placed in multiple fine arts competitions in several music categories throughout her high school career. At the beginning of 2020, she composed 2 tracks for a video game to release by the end of the year. She is currently studying Irish music with, of course, our dear friend, Renee Nesbitt, Celtic violinist, as well as the Murphy Roche Irish Music Club based in Burr Ridge, Illinois. And most recently, Tiffany received 2 bronze medals for her entries in an Irish music competition. She's going to play live for us as well. And boy, we're just going to have a wonderful time. So why don't you join me, Lovities all around the world, here on the Jim Masters Show Live. So great to have you here as we welcome live from Chicagoland, Illinois. Once again, returning to the Jim Masters Show Live, some Irish crack, levity, lovity coming your way, and great music. Here is Tiffany Moore. Tiffany, welcome to the show, my friend.
Hi, Jim. It's so good to see you again.
You as well, you as well. And let's toast. You have that nice coffee that you made?
Where is it?
Yeah. On the
I promise it's just coffee.
Yeah, right. Let's toast, toast, toast. Cheers and slancha. Nice to see you here.
Thank you.
Mm. Sip, sip, sip. So good to see your smiley face, my friend. And for everybody watching, you're not only a guest for a return visit on our Entertainment Lifestyle Talk Show series. We had so much fun the first time. We're also great friends off the air, off the show as well, right?
Yes, it's always a pleasure getting to interact with you too. You're such a great person, and I really have missed getting to see you, especially this past Christmas at Carnegie Hall, like we usually do. So
Right, exactly. Well, I'm glad that you and I always stay in touch off the air anyway, and we, are always rooting for each other and catching up on each other's careers and work and lives, and so many dear friends we have mutually. Of course, Mairead, who I believe is watching as well. So, Mairead, we welcome you. Good to see you, our friend Mairead, and I believe Lacey Carpenter is also watching, another wonderful violinist, fiddler who's been on our show. I think she's held up in a hotel in Texas where it's really wacky and wild there right now. So, Lacey, if you're watching, we send our love, our lovity, and hope you and your family are doing well. And we'll have you back on again as well. We already had her on twice, and I think we're going to have her back on again real soon. Awesome to have you here. How have you been since we chatted last? So many things have happened, in the world and in our lives since you and I were together last time.
so many things have happened. The last time we had an interview is back in June. So quite a lot has happened since then. Mostly good things. I think you see a lot of what I have been up to online. But just for everyone watching here, after we had our first interview in June, at that time I was really in the middle of my music business online and doing my piano lessons, violin, ukulele, individual and group classes, and I've continued those as well. And I've been able to back up just a little bit and work a little bit less and spend more time with my family, and that's been fun. I have a cute little chihuahua that's my aunt's dog, Pumpkin. She's always around here, so I get to play with her and train her, and it's always nice to have a little companion around. And she'll sit behind me while I'm teaching and just fall asleep. It's really sweet. Um, so since we last chatted in June, I've still been teaching, of course, but I've also joined up a band called Summer Sun Band, and I've absolutely loved getting to become a part of that. They're an incredible country rock group that's been around, I think, for over 10 years, if I'm right.
Mm.
But I was asked to be their newest member.
Congratulations, my friend.
We had
Wow.
a distance gig back in September, an outdoor gig, and that was amazing getting to perform again for people, a live audience. I think we had just been through a whole year of no concerts, no live music, so everybody there was just genuinely appreciative of us playing and getting to feel like we were in old times again.
Mm.
um, so it was really nice. And then after that gig, I was officially asked to become a member, so that was really nice. um, I really loved it. We had a gig on June 30th, not June, January 30th, and that was our first one of the year, and that went phenomenal. It happened to be on the first major blizzard in Chicago of the year too, so
You had about like 18 inches or so, right?
we had so much. That night was crazy. And that one, I think it was almost 18 inches, and now we're about 18 inches again in the last weeks.
Wow. Yeah, we just got about another 5 to 8 inches all day today, and then it's going into tomorrow. The last few years, we've been lucky here on the East Coast, in the Northeast specifically, where we really haven't been getting the storms, at least along the coast. The only way we really get them is when they do come up the coast, and it's been happening that way. It's a far snowier winter so far, hasn't it?
It really has been. I think even more so than last year. I don't
Yeah.
remember us getting this much at all.
the last couple of years. So you've been good. You mentioned to me, now this is really something, and that's why I'm glad that you're smiling and good health and everything. You actually went through COVID, right? You experienced COVID, which was
Yeah,
unbelievable.
and the thing was that was before anyone knew what it actually was. So many of us were ill. And I was personally diagnosed with severe upper respiratory, but now we know that it's COVID. I had all of the symptoms. My grandma had it horribly, so did my grandpa. So it was no joke, no laughing matter.
No.
So I survived, and I know so many are not so lucky. We've had a lot of loss in America over the last year, and it's horribly sad. So we count ourselves very fortunate that we have our health now and we're all safe and happy together. Yeah.
And that's the key. But yet you guys are going to be going away to Hawaii too. And that's exciting. The whole family almost got COVID there. And I think you've earned that trip to Hawaii. That's going to be exciting.
I'm so excited. We're going in May. So I love Hawaii so much. We're doing two islands this time, Oahu and Maui. We're starting off in Maui for the first half, and then we'll go to Oahu after that. And we'll all be tested 3 days prior to our flights because you have to have a negative test to be allowed on the plane to Hawaii.
Right. Exactly. Right. Exactly.
I'm glad they are. It's very safe over there. So we're looking forward to that.
So you've been working on some new music too. I mentioned in the introduction that some music and material for a video game and some other cool projects since we chatted last. And I can't believe you had mentioned it was June when we were chatting last on the show. And here it is already middle February. Wow. I didn't realize it was that long ago. Did this time go fast? I mean, everybody, I think in the last many months, we've all totally lost track of the day of the week, the month, the time, all the days look the same, run together, right?
It's been 8 months, Jim. Isn't that crazy?
Wow. Wow. So your hair and my hair is 8 months longer.
Longer than it was.
And you haven't had it cut since March either, right?
No, I became my own personal stylist and I messed up pretty badly. But it grew back, so it's okay. But yours looks really nice. I'm glad you're growing it out.
It's amazing. Yeah, it's the longest I've ever had it in my life. And now it's just become a challenge where, it's kind of like when we drive from the Northeast to Florida, it's a challenge to just keep going and stopping minimally. And, a lot of times I offer to always be the driver because it becomes like a challenge. Okay, we're going to get there. We're going to get there. And now that's kind of like what I'm doing with this, where, so far there hasn't been anything I've needed to do professionally within television and everything where I need it, short. And if so, anything I've had to do, there's been tricks where I've tucked it back and hidden it in turtlenecks and I've pulled it back. And sometimes we'll have the hat. We'll do a lot of different things you can do with it. But, at some point we'll do a little something with it. But people seem to like.
See how long you can go.
That's it. I tell you.
I think it's great. And you know what you could do? I don't know if you've thought about this or if you'd be open to it, but if you grow it long enough, you can donate it.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, for all kinds of causes and cancer research and so much more, which is a beautiful thing. Have you done that before?
Years ago. My hair was halfway down my back in 5th grade, and all of my friends were getting the short haircut up to their chin, and well, that was fine for them. They were, thin hair, blonde girls with perfectly straight hair. Me, I have very coarse, curly hair. So when I chopped mine up to my chin, it wasn't as glamorous on me. I didn't know how to work the curling iron back then or use styling products because I was a stubborn child who didn't want help and I thought I knew everything. So the photos from that time of my life are very well hidden.
That's funny.
There's not many photos anymore. I've kind of hid those away from that time.
It's all hidden. It's all hidden. That's right. So you've got that beautiful violin next to you again. You want to show off the violin? Tell us a little bit about it.
I love showing this off. This is my violin. from the Renee Nesbitt Celtic Violin collection, and I'm trying to make sure the glare isn't on here due to the ring light. But this is the Hibernia model, and I have on here a red bling mute, and I also have from Luxatune, I have this fine tuner for my E string, and it's absolutely stunning. I don't know how well the camera is picking it up. I hope it's clear, but it's a pave ball tuner, and they retail for about $200, but I know the owner and she gave one to me as a gift. So it was very nice. But I absolutely love the detail on the back with the wood and the stain on it, the antique varnish. And I have had a lot of students purchase their own violins from Renee Nesbitt's collection. I absolutely love it.
It's really beautiful, isn't it?
It's by far the nicest instrument I've owned in my life.
And
So
the sound that it puts out is extraordinary, right?
it's absolutely amazing. I mean, it doesn't take much effort to get the tone I'm looking for from the instrument. So that's amazing. And then another accessory I have is my pink bow. So this is another staple piece. My camera is not in the right section here. Hold on. I have no idea where it's at. This is my pink bow from Renee Nesbitt's collection as well. And it's amazing. It's a braided carbon fiber bow. So I don't know if you can see the detail, but it looks like it's braided, which is really cool.
It really does, which is amazing. Yeah, that's really, really cool. Looks
There's
really
options where you can get white hair, black hair, or any color you want, but I have pink. So.
That's cool. Yeah, I know there's a variety of different colors. Absolutely. Did you want to grace us with something to
I would
kick
love
things
to.
off?
So let me think. Would you like to start up with something Irish or more contemporary?
Why don't we start with the Irish theme? Yeah, that sounds good. They all seem to be in that mood. St. Patrick's Day is coming within a month already. Wow.
I know. I'm so excited. I love St. Patty's Day because I'm Irish for the most part. And I've always felt like it's just such a nice holiday to sit back and appreciate the music and the culture and get to people around the world making music.
I want to show you a couple of things that are coming in from the Lovity viewers. Kathleen Walker in New York City says, nice. She loves the violin. Austin Field is watching. He says that is a beautiful violin. Another view. Bernadette says, aloha in May, need a baggage carrier. Dee says, forget about 2020. Absolutely. Christine Clifton says, welcome back, Tiffany, to the show tonight. Cheers. Looking forward to your live music tonight as well. And a very beautiful music, Crystal Nolan says, in Connecticut. Dee's asking if the bow also comes in green.
It can. Yes.
That's right.
Certainly. I've been told they can make it in any color we want.
Any color you want. Bernadette says, hey, girlfriend, where's those puppies?
She's not here. She's with her mommy, my aunt. So she's at her house.
Actually,
and I should make very clear, she is technically not my dog. A lot of people think she is, and I think we've claimed each other. But she lives with my aunt mostly, but she's over here quite a bit.
And Wozniak says, welcome, Tiffany. And she's a wonderful lovety too, a regular lovety. So is Mary Bishop. Welcome, Tiffany. She's in Florida, of course. Juanita in South Africa. Welcome back to the show, Tiffany. And Kathleen says, hi, Tiffany. Welcome back. Crystal Nolan says, hi, Tiffany. Welcome to Lovety Hall, as we end up calling it.
Yes, I love Lovety Hall.
I tell you, it's a real comfortable place, isn't it? It's a real comfortable place. Yes. And actually, Juanita, that's what they said, but it is a myth. It is actually a myth. It was asking if Walt Disney was, if he was frozen. No, there was talk about that. But I did ask the doctor I was interviewing today in professional work, and no, he wasn't. But many people are around the world, which I found fascinating. Kelly Walker says, hi, Jim, hope all is well. Hi, everybody. Anne says she's in SoCal, Southern California. Hello, everyone. I've been away for a while, but so happy to be back live with all of you beautiful loveties. We've really created this wonderful lovety community here. And I know you, when you're not on, you like to watch the episodes to sort of binge watch our series, right, my friend?
Yes.
which is cool. Fascinating bow and gorgeous violin. Beautiful violin. Good stuff. So you're going to share a little something. We've got all kinds of music for you tonight, folks, here live on the show. And we welcome once again our very special guest, Tiffany Moore.
Yeah.
The lady will be playing Bernadette. Hold your horses. This is a talk show first.
Bernadette is so kind. I actually met her at one of Mairead's gigs back in July 2019 in Canton.
She mentioned that earlier. Yeah.
Yeah, so I got to meet her, and it was so lovely. She's a wonderful person, and
Supports you.
All of Renee Nesbitt's family, as she calls them, they're
Family.
all kind, and I've gotten to meet so many of them at concerts because I travel with Renee and I go to all of her concerts. So I get to meet so many amazing people, and
she's waiting on Bobby. Then my family brothers will both be here as well, she says.
Is Bobby coming? Okay, this will be a whole reunion.
It's going to be a whole party, right? She mentioned that earlier because she said some of the family you met with Renee in Massachusetts is waiting for you. So we have the family and we have the Lovities merging here on the Jim Masters Show live tonight. How cool is that, my friend?
Yes, this is
we welcome
amazing.
all the families along with our Lovities.
Aww, so nice.
Well, it's great to have you back on the show. We had an epic conversation last time. So play away, and we look forward to it, my friend.
Okay, so these two tunes are called the Bali Desmond Polkas, and there is a first tune and a second tune. They're both called the Bali Desmond Polkas. Here we go. 1, 2.
Very, very sweet. Very nice. Bravo, bravo. Love it, my friend.
Thank you.
How long does it? Yes. How long does it take to tune that up generally?
So when I first learned this tune, it was probably one of the first ones I learned actually after I joined the cultist group, Murphy Roche here in Illinois. I think I was about going this speed. So that's a very classical way of putting it, just going very slowly and not really feeling the rhythm yet. So a way that a classical player might play this tune, like I did, would be but because, you know, we got to make it fun. Polkas are typically dance tunes.
That's right.
So to take it from the classical way to the Irish feel, where Irish trad, you add ornamentation, and I like to explain that as like decorating a Christmas tree.
I like that analogy.
Yeah, I like it too. So we all have Christmas trees, right?
Yeah.
For Christmas.
Yeah.
So you decorate your tree is probably different than the way I do, but they're still Christmas trees and they would look beautiful side by side. So it's the same with Irish trad players. We all have what we call our box of tricks, where we throw in slides, rolls, short rolls, cuts, um, all kinds of things to make the tune special and fun.
Mhm.
And what I do is going to be different than something another player in the group would do. But altogether, it sounds really cool and it sets you apart from the others. So you heard the classical way of how to play Bali Desmond polkas. So here is a more Celtified way of saying.
The Celtified way. I love it. All right. Take it away. Our special guest from Chicago, Tiffany
All right,
Moore.
here we go. So you hear some more added ornamentation in there. It's not perfect, um, and it may be different than other players what they would add, but regardless, it's a lot of fun to play. So
That's that's fantastic. You have something else you want to share with us while you have that all tuned up and all warmed up? It's sounding really good tonight, my friend.
Thank you. I hope you can hear it all right.
Yeah, it's coming through loud and clear. I just want to show you, as you know, we're a very viewer-centric show. I love to bring in our viewers around the world. And as our Lovity viewers are merging with our family viewers, which I think is fantastic, we welcome all. Here are some of the comments. Claps, claps, claps from D, who's watching on our YouTube channel. And we invite everybody watching on the YouTube channel to subscribe to the channel. That would be fabulous. We would love you, right? They should do that, right, Tiffany?
They should definitely subscribe to Jim's YouTube channel. You'll get notified every time he goes live. I love watching your show, Jim. I pop in a lot. You know that.
I know. You're a dear friend. Crystal Nolan says, claps, claps, and some Irish green hearts. I love that from Crystal watching in Connecticut. And Wozniak in Florida, love the tune. Polkas are the best. Juanita in South Africa says, lovely. Kathleen Walker, love it. She's watching in New York City. Kathy Short in Cleveland, very nice. Made me want to get up and dance. Jennifer Barry, who's buried in snow in Allentown, Pennsylvania, dancing in me living room, drinking me Irish Jameson whiskey. She drinks a lot of whiskey when she watches our show. Slancha, Tiffany, and Jim, and Mary Bishop in Florida, Pine Island, Florida. We love Mary. She says, beautiful Tiffany. And Bernadette says, I got those toes swinging. D, how are yours keeping time too? So you got everybody moving, my friend, which is cool.
Good. Yeah. We're just getting started. We're just getting started.
Bernadette asked if you're using Kathleen Nesbitt's book.
I have it here. Yes, I do. But that tune is not in the Bali Desmond polkas. Or the bullet. I cannot talk right now, Jim.
That's okay. That's all right. You're buried in 20 inches of snow.
So all that to say, yes, I have Kathleen Nesbitt's book, but the Bali Desmond polkas are not in those books. I learned them from Renee Nesbitt's CD and also at the Cultist group when we meet for sessions. And
Kathleen is Renee's mother.
Yes.
Right, exactly. Who,
absolutely brilliant educator and
yes, her mother's wonderful, real sweetheart, her mother. So her mother's watching in Ireland. Hello, Kathleen. Something else you want to treat us with while you're there?
Something fast or something slow?
Maybe something slow, since we had them all kicked into gear with the fast. We'll do slow. We could sort of like maybe alternate. We also have some cool videos as well where you're performing on stage and a lot of cool stuff coming up. But yeah, tell us about, shake us up with something maybe a little slow and sort of calming. Yeah, that'd be cool.
I can give you. Now this is a tune that I learned for my competitions last year for the Irish music competition, and this is a slow air, and it's called Andreman Don Dalish, which translates to Faithful Brown Cow, and it's a sweet tune. I hope you like it.
Yes, I know we will. Brian Kroll is watching, and he says, hey, Tiffany, nice job.
Brian's in Summer Sun Band with me. He's an awesome guitar player.
Yeah, Bernadette goes slow, slow, quick, quick.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
We'll start off quick, go slow, then we'll go back.
We'll shake it up. We'll surprise everybody. We don't want to be too predictable.
Absolutely. All right, so this is Andriman Don Dealish, Faithful Brown Cow.
Fantastic. All right. That's beautiful. That really, really is beautiful, my friend. Really, really nice. Yeah. And everybody loving it too with their comments coming in. And what brings you the greatest joy about playing the violin? Um, what is it about the violin that specifically speaks to you, my friend?
I honestly, I think because it sounds so much like the human voice and almost like you're singing without
Yes.
actually having to use words. And I feel I've always felt a strong connection to the violin. Someone asked me recently what made me choose the violin, and that's when
Mhm.
I was 9 years old. Our school had just started a music program, and my best friend and I, we were drawn to the violin teacher, and the way she played was just so beautiful. And that's what we said. We said to each other, "It sounds like her violin is singing. Let's do this." And we actually have played all of these years and we're still best friends to this day. But I think that's what drew me to the violin and why I enjoy it so much, because it allows me to sing without actually having to. And it allows me to express myself in so many ways, so many genres. As you know, I was a classical player for over 10 years. And
Yeah.
now I'm in a country rock band, and I'm in Irish sessions and Irish groups. And it's just amazing how one instrument can speak so many languages. That's what I love about the violin. It has
Mm,
no limits, no limits.
mm. And for those who aren't sure, as far as when you hear violinist and you hear fiddler, tell us about some of the nuances, the little slight differences between each, and in terms of how you handle and treat that instrument in as the violinist, as the fiddler.
Ooh, okay, great question. Because that's actually something that a lot of people have come to me about over the years. They'll say, is that a violin or a fiddle? And I'll say both.
Right.
um, So it's actually the same thing. The violin can
Right.
be violin, it can be a fiddle. It all depends on how you play it and how you bring it to life, in the way that you're trying to and do it right. So for classical players, everything is black and white. So that was my training and my understanding. You play what's written. You are given certain or bowing techniques, and you don't leave that. You don't derive
Right.
from that. You don't try to be creative. Don't try to get fancy. You play what's written, and don't ask any questions. Right?
Exactly. You just go with it. Right.
Yeah, it has to be perfect. And that was my mentality all those years. I played piano before I started violin, and I feel like that really gave me an advantage as well when it comes to reading music. But with Irish music, having to almost like unlearn that mentality, because once you learn the rules, you can break them now. Like they're like, okay, this is good. You can read music, because I'd be lost at music sessions because they don't use music. So that's something I had to unlearn in a way, because it's not proper to bring sheet music with you to a session and try to read the music and play. That's just not right. Uh,
Exactly right. Yeah.
so Irish music, it's all about the feel and really developing a listening ear. And that's something even in my private sessions with Mairead, she's really helped me out with that. So I still, of course, use music for reference, but I don't rely on it as much as I once did. So that's where it's different for me between classical violin and fiddling. Now,
Right.
when it comes to like the country rock music gigs I've done with Summer Sun, we don't use music. We follow chord charts, and we play true to the track. So you're not using music up there. Nobody is. So most of what I have done is improv, along with, staying true to the track itself, but adding my own little spin on it. You'll see that in some of the clips that, yes, it sounds just like the track in the main areas, but the other parts where, we're just accompaniment, it's really freeing to be able to kind of jam how I want to, while still following the rules of the chords. Um,
Exactly.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's quite a difference in those, but I absolutely love that I get to play so many different, as I call them, languages of music with different genres.
And
So
it really inspires you, doesn't it?
it does. It does, because, I feel really lucky that I'm able to have an ear for these types of things, and I feel it hasn't held me back at all. And so many people, they are held back, like I was for years as a classical performer.
Right.
Because if there was no music, I would shrivel up. I wouldn't know what to do. I'd just sit there. And now I'm like, oh, no music, no problem.
Right. You just go with it and let's go, right?
Absolutely.
Well, you mentioned Summer Sun and you mentioned the clips. We actually have one here. This one is Wagon Wheel. Want to tell us a little bit about that one? That's a cool one.
I love Wagon Wheel. So that was from the January 30th gig. My aunt and her friends recorded that video for me. And I love Wagon Wheel. Darius Rucker is an incredible country artist. And
Yes.
anyone who knows country music knows Wagon Wheel. So I felt that was a nice one to end with. As some nice fiddle parts in there, I was able to showcase myself a little bit. And I think everyone enjoyed it, which was really fun.
Which is the key. Well, you know who's enjoying this evening? Of course, you know who's one of our cast of characters on the show. George Burns is here.
Hi, George.
He's missed you.
Oh, I've missed you too. See,
He's
I
got his
missed
tuxedo. He's got his red hanky. He's got his cigar. He's sort of my Ed McMahon, as you know, my sidekick,
you, sweet.
along with the rest of the cast of characters. Gilligan and Silver's back there, and Jimmy's back there, and Gilligan.
You got everybody there. I got my fiddle and I've got my viola. I'll show you him later.
Yes, right. That's it. They're all part of the family.
They're all here. Gang's all here.
That's what it's about. Hey, let's take a look at Wagon Wheel. Folks are going to really enjoy this. It's a really, really cool clip, my friend. And more music coming up. We welcome everybody who's joining us. I'm your host, Jim Masters. This is the Entertainment Lifestyle Talk Show series where we're bringing back the lost art of conversation, sprinkled in with entertainment, light love, levity, and as we call it, a word you also love, levity. Cheers to levity. We welcome everybody who's new to the show and all of our faithful levities. And now time for Tiffany Moore and some Wagon Wheel. Here we go. Very nice. I love it. And Jennifer Barry says, I love Wagon Wheel. And
Yeah.
Maureen, she goes, I'm late again. No worries. Maureen is a frontline worker. She's an essential worker. She works in the medical field out towards the West Coast. So, hey, she always like wraps up the shift and gets in the car and scrambles to get to our show, which is beautiful. Happy to be here. Some beautiful music. Nothing like the sound of the violin to soothe your soul. Really nice and good to see you, Maureen. Wagon Wheel is a great song. It sounds wonderful. From Kathy Short in Cleveland. Violin emojis and claps from Kathleen Walker in New York City. Jennifer Barry says, I'm playing the orange tambourine now. Love Wagon Wheel. So she was joining in with you guys. Mary Bishop says, so nice. Love it. Claps coming in from Ann Wozniak as well. Christine Clifton in North Carolina. And our prayers to everybody on the coast of North Carolina, because they dealt, I believe it was yesterday, with some severe tornadoes that came to the area. So our blessings to our friends in North Carolina. Really enjoying your music. Many of the tunes that make us want to dance. Beautiful sound from your violin. Fantastic from Mary Bishop. Good magical, Tiffany. Thank you. And Slacha from Jen is Zen. Really, really cool. And we've got another clip, actually. I think this is Heartache Medication.
Yes.
Tell us about that one from the same group. That's cool.
So what Summer Sun did back in September, we did a John Party set where we did a bunch of his music, which was really cool because we got to focus on one artist. And then in this mini festival that our band leader, Justin, came up with, it's where every band presents an artist, and we presented John Party. What's really cool about this for me personally is that I'm friends with the fiddler that recorded this track, Jenny Fleener.
Oh, that's great.
And he also was the 2019 and 2020 CMA Musician of the Year, first female to ever win that award. So it's really cool to have that connection with her and then getting to perform all of the music that she recorded. So it was really special.
That is, yeah, absolutely. And quite an honor too, right?
Such an honor, and I love doing John Party's music. It's true country, in my opinion. I love it.
Absolutely. We're going to check that out right now. Hope you guys are enjoying this episode of the Jim Master Show Live with the return visit. Our dear friend Tiffany Moore, live from Chicago. Here is Heartache Medication. Time to refill those glasses, put some ice in, and kick back and enjoy.
The bartender knows my name, and I don't mind. He's so strong, stirs me up right. You like those kids, wanna thank you. I got my heart in medication, strong medication. Don't believe, turning you songs that hard to do by busting downtown.
Nice. Just a little bit of a teaser clip there. What is it like? Like you're mentioning a little bit about what it's like performing with the group. That must be really, really cool when you're in there, and you know, that just that vibe that's wafting through the air there. It's really, really cool. You must be loving every second of it, huh?
Oh, yeah, you know that the before the performance, I just had some time to myself before we left the house and all that. And I just sat here and I actually had to fix my makeup because I just got really overwhelmed and emotional because I feel like now I have such a great appreciation for the privilege to perform live music. And I think we've gone without it for so long. You forget how blessed we were to be able to be performers and getting to be with crowds of people and not worrying about a virus or not worrying about getting sick and just enjoying those moments together. And I'm so excited to get back to that because I realized how lucky I am to get to play with people again when we've gone so long without live music, and to have such great guys like in the Summer Sun band. I'm really appreciative towards them for welcoming me in and for being so kind and looking after me and just for welcoming me with open arms. Really, they're great guys, and I'm really excited to get to know them better and make more music with them as the years go on. And they're incredible guys, they really are. So if y'all are watching, Summer Sun fam.
That's right, right. They're family merging with the Lovedies again as well. That's really, really cool. We got another clip here as the music continues, my friend. We're showering our audience tonight with great music. This is Somewhere Over the Rainbow, and this is a really cool clip because it's you and then a wonderful harpist. Tell us a little bit about this dual thing we're going to see, this action we're going to see now.
So the harpist is my dear friend Trish Burrill. And I don't know if you're watching, Trish. I hope you are. And if you are, hi. But I love Trish so much. And we met when I was 12 years old. My violin teacher at the time, my classical teacher, she had asked me and three other of her students to play at her wedding. And I was 12. I, of course, was on violin. My friend Kristen was on violin. And my friend Christy was on cello, and she was driving us to the first rehearsal, and she said, we're actually going to the harpist house, and she's a really nice lady and you'll love her. So my first time meeting Trish was when I was 12, and that was our first of literally hundreds of gigs together
That's
since then.
fantastic. Isigari watching in Barcelona, Spain. Saludos, Jim and Tiffany. Yeah, she's one of our regular lovedies from Barcelona. And Brian Crawl says, oh, shucks. Thanks, Tiffany. You rock. And I'm honored to be in a band with you.
Aw, thanks, Brian. You're cool.
That's it. He's now a lovedy too. Anybody that's a guest or is a viewer is a lovedy. So you were already designated a lovey, crowned a lovedy back in June.
Yeah. And welcome to the fam. That's right. But yeah, with this clip that you were saying, Somewhere Over the Rainbow, we did this in the beginning of quarantine, and we decided to do a duet together and make it virtual since we could not record in person together for safety and health. But it turned out pretty wonderful. Since the beginning of COVID, I've really learned more about editing and recording, so it was kind of cool to put those new skills to the test.
That's it. And here it is. You're going to get some double lovedy now on the Jim Masters Show Live, Somewhere Over the Rainbow in stereo. Here we go. That is so nice. That is so beautiful. Bravo. And to be able to, synchronize that perfectly where you're playing and she's in a totally other location and she's wonderful too. It's a brilliant harpist.
He's
Yeah.
an incredible musician.
And the sound of the harp and the violin together is ultra beautiful, isn't it?
So beautiful. And I love that song. I think it was perfect for us. So hopefully we'll be able to use that at more weddings in 2021 here and maybe some outdoor venues will have us.
Absolutely.
It'll be great.
Absolutely. Juanita watching in South Africa, one of our regular lovely lovedies says beautiful. And Bernadette saying, ah, those toes, role modeling from an aid, go girl. So hauntingly beautiful. Mary Bishop in Florida. We love Mary. Isigari in Barcelona, Spain. Tiffany, bravo.
Thank you.
Maureen and Maureen is here. Goosebumps from the first note. Absolutely beautiful. Really, really nice. Obviously, you're so passionate about what you do and you love your work so much. We have a couple of other photos that I want to show along the way here. Tell us about this one here, my friend.
Okay, this is from a gig back 2 years ago with Outlawed Band. And we only had one gig together, but we did a summer festival for St. Albert's Church here in Chicago. And it's one of the largest outdoor shows that our whole area has for St. Albert's. And I don't think they've been able to do it since that gig, actually, because there's just so many other things that they have going on. Plus now with COVID, last year. But that was with Outlawed Band. My friend Ashley is there singing. And those guys were really fun. We were the only girls with these guys who are probably in their 50s and 60s, but they were so much fun to hang out with and make music with. And we went to church with them. So it was really cool to make music together. And Ashley in the front there, she actually since then moved to Washington. And I played my violin for her elopement ceremony in September.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's really special. She's originally from Washington, moved to Chicago for most of her life, and now she moved back. But that's her in the front, and I played for her elopement in September in Washington. And I don't know if I have any photos or videos from that, but that's when all of the fires were happening in California and Washington.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
All of our options were all smoky, and there was just smoke everywhere. But they were like, you know what? This is perfect for us. We're not stopping our ceremony. We're getting married. So the videos and pictures I have are smoke filled, and it just gives this hauntingly romantic scene. I loved it.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Here's another beautiful shot. Really holding onto your baby there, caressing that wonderful violin. Where was that taken?
That was taken in Indianapolis, Indiana. I had 2 weddings in a matter of 2 or 3 weeks. I had 2 weddings down in Indianapolis with my friend Spring, and she's a pianist as well as a photographer. So while I was staying out there for a few days, she's like, hey, let's go take some photos. I need to build my portfolio.
Right. It's a beautiful shot. Really, really is. Love it. Really, really nice. And of course, one of my favorite shots.
Oh, Jim, I love this one. I love this photo so much. Good times. What bar was that?
Didn't we go to a couple, or I think some of the folks that were with us that night, because it was a big crowd. Lynn Hillary was with us, and
the name somewhere. It was PJ something.
Amir Migun was with us, and I think Joey Schumann. I think it was it was the post Carnegie Hall events, and I think we were ordering as well, and there was food as well, and then we ended up in the booths with everybody. It is a great shot, right? A trifecta of levity there, and good times and friendship.
That was one of the best nights and memories that I had from New York that year. That was really fun, getting to see everyone, and I feel like we were just all just so genuinely happy after being at Carnegie together and just getting to wind down and relax.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
such an amazing night. And we got to walk around Rockefeller Center. And I enjoyed that, even though the Christmas tree was not lit for some weird
No,
reason.
they turned it off early or something, right? It was
I
interesting.
know.
By the time we got there, yeah. So that's Renee Nesbitt and Tiffany Moore and yours truly there in New York City. That's where that was taken after we were involved with the wonderful Carnegie Hall concert with our dear friend Tim Janis, and it was really wonderful. Good times. We have a lot of photos like that over the years. I love this shot too, my friend.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. That photo was taken at my friend Bianca's elopement in August. So, this past year, 2020, obviously everything shut down, the world closed down. But I had two of my good friends get married and wanted small elopement ceremonies, and I was honored to be asked to provide the music for their days.
Mm,
That
that's
is from
beautiful.
my friend Bianca and her now husband Adam. His parents have a lake house in Wisconsin, and they hosted the event, which was
Very
really
nice.
them. Um,
A
so
lake
that
house is nice. My cousins up in northern Massachusetts on the Massachusetts-New Hampshire line have a lake house and sort of a similar setup there with the boat dock and the beach. And we had my aunt and uncle's 65th wedding anniversary they had in the backyard of that. And it was so beautiful. You know, when you have property on the lake like that, we're on the ocean here or within blocks of it, but it's so beautiful. Hey, I love the I didn't even notice the last name, Turnpike Best. Bernadette Turnpike Best.
I don't know if that's. I thought it was.
Is that your real last name, Bernadette, or
I don't
do you
think it's
work
her
for
real
do you
name.
work
That's
for
kind of
the
real.
interstate, or there's got to be a derivation of that last name, and or that's just the name that she has for the YouTube handle. Bobby sends his love. He's working 7 to 7, keeping that national grid happy. He is.
Yeah.
So she goes, no. So no to you don't work for the Turnpike, or no that that's not your last name, or fill us in, Bernadette. We want to know. You have us hanging now. Inquiring minds want to know. It's great that Bobby's keeping that national grid going. Texas is on its own sort of thing, and that's where it went sort of, no pun intended, south. Everything fine here, but cool shot. That's a really beautiful shot, as is this one, my friend. I know
thank
we've
you.
shown this previously on the other episode, but that's a really cool shot. And
Oh, that's from Washington, actually.
that is from Washington, huh?
So you can see how smoky it was in the background there a
Yeah,
little.
that's that haze that you like, right?
It was just so hauntingly gorgeous and romantic. I loved the whole scene there. So that's a still shot from one of the videos that the videographer shot for me. I filmed a music video out there.
Very
And
nice.
yeah, so I'll be releasing that in the spring. So I'm excited for that. I have all the footage here, and I just have to sync the audio to the MP4.
We got our facts and figures here from Bernadette. I live on a turnpike, and the best is for Bernadette, Beth, and Sarah Toombs. There you go. So there's she lives on a turnpike, and you got BBST. That's the best. That's cool. And D says she took the best entrance to the turnpike.
Yeah.
Because she usually takes the wrong one. That is funny. That is very funny. Which turnpike? The Massachusetts Turnpike, or are they in Massachusetts? Is Bernadette up in Massachusetts?
Boston
Boston area?
That's where I met her, but I'm not sure if that's where she's from, now that I think about it.
The Mass Pike area. What turnpike? What city are you in, Bernadette? We love to know. And D as well. Here's another cool shot. Hey.
Fun times. So that was when I sent off the first audio mix for now this whole video game music that was supposed to come to fruition. I recorded everything on my phone for the rough drafts, and I guess they didn't have the funding with COVID to actually make it happen. They're based in the UK, and I think I think they're college gamers that were wanting to create a game, and they asked if I would create some tracks for them, so I made 2. And of course, I have the rights to them since I wrote them and all. And I'm sure I'll release them at some point once I professionally record them.
Once the time is right. Exactly.
So that was after I finished recording the demos for them, and I was really excited because I posted that picture on my Instagram. I said, when you grow up, not ever playing a single video game, but grow up to write music for video games.
Hey, Bernadette is in the southern tier of New York State. And I'm from New York myself as well, from Long Island out east, or on the island, as we call it. And I live here in the New York area between New York and Boston. We're along the southern New England coast. So southern tier of New York State, wonderful area. And D goes, nope, upstate New York. D goes, I'm in New York City. We don't have turnpikes. That's for sure. No turnpikes in the city. That's right. Cool stuff.
I sure miss Dee and Bernadette, and we all kind of keep up on Twitter.
Get together and
just seeing on social media. They're always so kind to me on Twitter and Instagram.
Which is
and
nice, right? Isn't it?
About reaching out, and I really appreciate that. So
That's
thank
right.
you.
And we're happy to welcome all the new folks, Bernadette, Dee, everybody watching. And we do this show daily, and we have amazing guests almost 7 days a week, which is extraordinary entertainment lifestyle talk show series. We welcome everybody. And we invite you to subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. Click the notification bell so you don't miss any content. Here's another cool shot. I love that one.
Thank you. That is from our September gig. That was the first one back. As you can see, my mask. It's a rhinestone glittery mask. So that was an outdoor gig in the Illinois, and I don't even know what I was trying to say, the Illinois state, but I meant the Chicagoland area. I can't
the Chicagoland area in the state of Illinois, right?
I shouldn't be young, but no, but that's from the gig there. And
yeah, right. Yeah, right. There's only coffee in that mug.
I promise.
It's not flavored Irish style, is it?
Although I do love me some Baileys, it's not.
Oh yes. And sending you love always, Bernadette. That's very beautiful. And D. says we appreciate you, Tiffany. That's beautiful as well. And smiles and hearts, really cool stuff. So that's another version of that shot. I love the way that it's kind of cool the way you did that with the you're in color and then they are in the black and white, sort of silhouetted. Really nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's really cool. And then there's the ad for that backyard barbecue mini fest, right?
So as you can see, like we were talking about earlier, each
look
band
at all the names: Keith Urban, Sugarland. Gee.
Yeah,
that's
so
huge.
Each band would cover a well-known artist. Let's see, let me get closer. I can't see that well. But we had Smokin' Guns as Gary Allen, Whiskey and Harmony as Sugarland, Gone Country as Keith Urban, Blind Reality as Darius Rucker, Summer Sun as John Party, and Nick Lynch as Dierks Bentley. So
yeah.
So that was really cool to get to have a mini festival where each band presented a different artist. So again, that was all Justin's idea, and he's the leader of Summer Sun Band.
You like doing the festivals?
I do. It's so refreshing because you know exactly what's happening, and it's nice to get to cover one specific artist too. I love. I mean, all of the country artists, they're so great.
Yeah, absolutely. They are.
On one was really cool. I loved that.
I love this shot too. That's with the violin as well as the pink bow, huh?
Yes, I had to get that in the shot. So that was after when was that? Maybe in August. I had shot a commercial for rat stands, and they signed me on as one of their brand ambassadors, and it's really cool to get to partner with them as a brand partner for social media. And I recorded to be part of their commercial that's in the UK promoting rat stands. And I have all the information on my Instagram and social media. But
so let people know what that is.
Yeah, of course. So of course my YouTube channel is Tiffany Moore Violinist. My Instagram is at Tiffany Moore Violin, and my Facebook is Tiffany Moore Violinist.
And the product you said overseas, what is that?
Rat stands, RAT stands, and it's an amazing music stand for instrumentalists. And
Right.
what we really need is something sturdy to hold everything that we need, such as like our pencils, tuner, rosin, basically all the essentials, candy.
Cupcakes.
Yes, and it even has a light attachment. So if you're playing in an orchestra setting where you have to have a dim light on your stand, it has that as well. It has a water hole, like a clamp for your water, and it folds up so nicely into a bag that they also sent me.
Mm.
But I got signed on as a brand ambassador for Rat Stands, Peak Music Stands, Southwest Strings. Oh, let's see, then Maseratini violin cases. So it's been quite a year, and getting to be a brand rep for so many awesome instrument companies and violin cases and strings, and getting to partner with these incredible stores and small businesses around the world, and get to promote their products for them. And they send me such wonderful gifts and instruments. I'm also a Kreutz strings artist. Mr. Anton Kreutz, he's the luthier of his company, and he fashioned this viola for me. I'll show you. So I have this beautiful viola from Kreutz Strings and Mr. Anton Kreutz. We actually had the pleasure of meeting each other at NAMM in California in January of 2020. It was right before the pandemic hit. And we had met previously, just briefly on social media, and we reconnected at the NAMM show in Anaheim, California. And he asked if he could make me a violin. And in exchange, I would promote it for him and make YouTube videos and such. And I said, that's a wonderful offer. However, I do have several violins, and I don't really have a need for one at this time. But that's a really generous offer. And he asked me, well, what about a viola? Do you have a viola? And I said, no, I don't, but that would be awesome to have one from you. So yes, absolutely. And prior to that, I have only played the violin, and not so much viola, but it's not that different from violin at all. The only difference is the low string is a low C string. And then you have your G, D, and A. So it's similar to a cello tuning, actually. C, G, D, A. And violin is G, D, A, E, the order of the strings from lowest to high. But the viola is also much wider and deeper, and much longer, I guess. So it's been fun getting to play on this. And I always name my instruments. So because this fine gentleman arrived in August, I decided to name him Augie, or August for the, I guess, proper name, but I
Now,
call him Augie.
Augie, welcome to the Jim Masters Show, Augie. You are now a lovety Augie. How do you know, or is there anything that makes it defining as far as gender of the instrument? If it would be male or female, or is there anything that
Well,
you know that we don't? You're the expert on it.
Well, I guess it's up to the player and the owner of the instrument. But for me, I went towards a more masculine name because the viola has lower strings and more of those bass tones.
Yes.
So automatically, I'm like, okay, you are a he, and you, So I just got that in my head, and I thought, well, I was thinking of naming him after the luthier, Anton Kreutz, and calling him Anton, but he arrived in August, and I said, you know what, that is a uncommon name, so
Yeah.
August. But I like to give little nicknames, and I referred to him as Augie. So,
I like that. That's cool. That's cool. So now you know the backstory of that particular viola, and really, really terrific. My grandmother's sister is named Viola.
really?
Oh, yeah. I think after one of the instruments as well. Now,
That's great.
do you want to play something on that for us so they can hear the tone and texture of the viola?
So the viola has, of course, the lower C string, so
Right.
I'll try to get some in there as well.
It's a beautiful sound, isn't it?
It's beautiful. I love this instrument so much. It is much bigger than my violin. Let me show you a comparison. So when I'm holding and practicing my viola and then I switch to violin, I'm like, oh, wow, this is tiny. You know?
I know. Yeah, show us show them back to back.
So let's see. Yep, here's the viola and the violin side by side. So you can see the obvious difference there. But then the back of
You don't have a cello in there, do you? we
my
need
next one.
we need a lot of space for that.
That's my next one. So I love the backs of these and all the detail of the wood. And I know there's a glare for my ring light. I am so sorry, guys. But I love the details of these instruments, and it's really something. Yeah, so let me go ahead and play something on Mr. Augie for you. Let's see.
Fantastic.
Let me make sure it's all tuned up.
Even seeing you do the tuning is kind of interesting for the viewers as well. See the tuning process.
Yeah, so I tuned.
Now, as you're tuning it, what is it that your ear is looking to hear as you're tuning it?
Actually, I will show you here. This is a tuner. So this is actually by the Kreutz company. If you can see their name on the top, I know there's a glare. You probably can't, but it says Kreutz, and they actually have a tuner. So over time, of course, you develop, you know, a natural ear for tuning, but it's always helpful to use an actual tuner. So this is a digital. I clip it on and I tune it to C for cello. Since there's no viola setting, I set it to the cello setting, and it automatically will start off at C, G, D, and A. So what we're looking for is a green light to flash, showing it's in tune. I don't know if it'll see here, but let's see. So we have C, it's a little flat. Still a little sharp.
Do you ever do anything where you pluck it like that, where you pluck it?
Yeah.
As opposed to using the bow, have you plucked the violin as well as the viola with any songs?
I have. So I actually, you're gonna love this. I'm hoping by next week to have the video done for my social media, but I'm recording the Friends theme. I'll be there for you.
Oh yeah.
I'm actually using Augie here to do the bass line. So I'm doing a lot of plucking and strumming like a guitar ukulele, but with my viola.
That's very cool.
So that'll be fun. I'm just finishing up, just double checking this here. They slip out of tune so easily, Jim.
Do they really?
And I think it's because the winter they get a little angry.
Yeah, they want to be going to Hawaii with you. Are you taking an instrument to Hawaii with you?
I am. Sorry. Yes, I am. I'm taking
You'll be holding it in the seat probably like this. Nobody touch my carry-on.
No, I know. I'm like very possessive, and usually there is like seats open, so sometimes I'll let my violin sit next to me. But
Yeah.
I was able to do that last time because there was no one next to me, so I had my violin and my ukulele next to me. This time I am bringing my ukulele as well because my sister and I are filming a music video there. So.
Of course, yes.
So we have to, and then I have a couple other things planned for myself, but we're doing a duet of Van Morrison's Brown Eyed Girl, and we're recording it in Hawaii. So.
How long has your sister been playing?
She maybe a collective month.
So you're teaching her?
Well, yes, I kind of help her out with some things on video and recordings, but she is an incredible vocalist. So she actually toured for her college for 2 or 3 years as a vocalist promoting the college. And yeah, so she's an incredible singer. I'm
We
really
should
proud.
have one of these days. We should have you both on together, and then you do a little something. That'd be cool.
Yeah,
You can
she's pretty
sing, and
cool.
you.
So growing up, the three of us girls, we sang, played the piano, and did violin. But over time, you know, I think some take priority over others. And my sister Megan chose voice and singing. And although she can still play the piano, she, you know, she hasn't taken lessons or violin lessons in years. But I'm sure she could still play if she really wanted to. I know she's more gifted with the piano. And then my other sister, she doesn't play or sing anymore or do anything. And then there's me. I'm a music teacher and I perform. So I do it all.
So your other sister went off into a different field of endeavor, different direction, away from the music as well.
Yeah, she got married.
That'll do it. That will do it. Music to her ears in another way,
Yeah.
in a lovely way.
Dog, golden retriever. So she's
Nice.
training him and taking care of him. So she's got other priorities now. But
She's training who? The husband?
in a matter of speaking,
That is
her golden retriever Fenway, and he's the sweetest little nephew. I miss him.
Christine Clifton in North Carolina says this is a wonderful, warm, and comfortable conversation with terrific and fun music. And that's what we do on the show. We weave in conversation and then some entertainment and some conversation. And that's traditional talk show style. And Bernadette says, I'll lend my brown eyes to that video.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Hawaii.
And in Hawaii. And the funny thing is,
I'll let you have mine too.
yeah. So how this is going to work is I'll record everything beforehand so that we can just record the video part and I can marry the two, the audio and the video together later. But what's funny is I have green eyes and my sister has blue eyes, but we're singing Brown-Eyed Girl.
Isn't that something?
Yeah, so I've been getting that ready and I want to teach her her ukulele part too, because I think it'd be really cool if she is playing along with it. It's not a difficult song. I'll bring out my ukulele later if we have time.
That's cool. Yeah. Yeah. A lot of people don't see those as often. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
So what are you going to share with us on the viola?
So this is traditionally a violin tune. It's called Ashokan Farewell, and it's by Jay Ungar, who produced the Civil War series for PBS. And
yeah, of course. Yeah.
Ashokan Farewell. It's one of the first songs that I learned that was not in the Suzuki books. So the Suzuki books are really classical training books for young violinists. And I think this was one of the first actual tunes I learned that wasn't considered part of the curriculum. So it always has a special place in my heart. And I remember watching the Civil War series and hearing that song after and realizing, wow, I've played this before. This is really neat. So it stuck with me since I was 12. I love this song. And on the viola, it brings a different tone to it, really. It's very warm. So I'm going to have to adjust just a little bit. This is much bigger. This is much bigger than my violin.
Right. You don't have to raise or lower the seat, do you?
No, well, I adjust the shoulder rest on the back. So this piece where I rest my shoulder is called a shoulder rest. I mean, it's easy to remember. But I have to angle it a certain way because I'm very small proportioned. I have short arms. I have short fingers. I have short everything. I'm less than 5 feet tall, Jim. So adapting to the viola is a little bit of a challenge, but it's really rewarding once I get in the swing of it, and it really brings out these tones. So,
but what about that old adage? Great things come in small packages, right?
I know. Great thing. I'm fun sized, and when God made me, I only grew to a certain height, and I reached perfection. I didn't need to grow anymore.
Didn't have to go any further. That was it. I like that. Fun size. I like that. Tiffany's fun size. I love that. All right. She's got the pink bow ready to go and
ready. So this is Ashokan Farewell.
All right. Enjoy, everybody. Really nice. Bravo, my friend. Really, really nice. That's fantastic. Yeah, it's such a beautiful sound.
Thank you. I know some of these angles must be real pleasant to look at, but I
Oh,
may have.
look, they're loving the lovities and Fanalese and everybody watching. Juanita says, love the Viola sound. Very old school and nostalgic. Bernadette is saying that she loves seeing that emotion in your face as you lovingly play, which is really, really nice. So, yeah, no, that's a great position that you're in there. Something else you want to play on either instrument, or do you want to get the ukulele?
Let me find my ukulele now. Where do I have her? Maybe. Oh, right behind me. Okay.
How convenient, right?
I'm like, where is she? I haven't seen her in a minute.
She just snuck into the room while you were playing.
I know. I'm like, where are
She didn't want to be left out.
So
Amy
this
says beautiful. Kathy in Cleveland says that's a beautiful sound. And Maureen says that just put a smile in my heart. This is beautiful. Put a smile in her heart when you were playing. And Kathleen Walker in New York City says, what a talent. Wonderful. Nice levity coming your way and our way here on the show.
Thank you.
Cool stuff.
So next here is Miss Luna Lay from Oahu, Hawaii, on the island of Oahu, city of Honolulu. So I got this beautiful beauty at the Hilton Hawaiian Village. My family was walking around there enjoying the scenery, and there was a stand, Luna Lay. They were selling ukuleles, and I saw this one and she caught my eye. And naturally, I have to name my instruments so, because the brand name it is Luna. I think it's really cool because I'm obsessed with the lunar eclipse and the phases of the moon, which are on the board here. So from full moon all the way down to crescent, they're all here. So naturally, I had to go with the name Luna. And then because I found her in Hawaii, her middle name is Lei, Lei, like the lei you get to wear around your neck with the necklace of flowers. So
Is she
Luna
going? Are you taking her back to Hawaii in May?
possibly, but another ukulele is joining our family. So I may be taking that one depending on the vibe I want to go with. My sister.
Don't let Luna hear that.
Well, here's the other thing. I may take her and let my sister play Luna, and then I'll play the other ukulele as well. I'm not sure which one I'm going with yet, but there's one that caught my eye. It's by Breedlove, and it has glitter along the edges, and it's also an electric where it has the option to plug it into an amplifier.
Cool.
That's why I'm going with possibly that one. But it's also, of course, acoustic. But it has such a deep, rich sound. So this would be considered a soprano ukulele. So I'm gonna go more for a concert ukulele this next time. But let's see if I'm all tuned here. I am. So
So this is what we mean by multi-instrumentalist.
I'm really getting put to the test here. I'm gonna angle my camera down so you can see a little bit better.
Oh, you know what they do want to see? We have a thing where they like to see the chair that the guest is in.
Oh, let's see.
So if they see your chair, they are so happy. That's a cool chair you're in.
Thank you. I got this one because it is reminds me of the Friends couch from the show Friends. I'm actually in my room right now, and the theme is Friends. So I have the purple door with the yellow frame. I've got blankets and pillows with things from the show. So
Have you met
and
any of the cast members yet?
oh no, you know what? I was so close to meeting Jennifer Aniston. Okay. So here's a little story. So I was in California last January for the NAMM conference. And I had a few days where I was just gonna explore California. I'd never been there before. And I was by myself. So I was trying to think of fun things I can do. And one of the days I decided to spend in Hollywood and go to Warner Brothers Studio and take a tour of everything. And that's, of course, where they have the set of Friends, Ellen. They show you where they've made movies there, and it's really cool, like Big Bang Theory. So that's all there at Warner Brothers.
Right.
So I took a tour.
It's over
of,
to at Burbank?
Hollywood.
Hollywood, yeah.
So I took a tour there. And of course, for memorabilia's sake, I had to take all the pictures, all the poses, and I loved it, you know. And we got to sit on the iconic couch, and I was just in heaven, right? Because we're in the set of Central Perk, and everyone is just so happy. And oh, this was like right before the pandemic, and everybody was just so happy. And you know, it was nice to connect with other fans that were there, and just looking at all the photos. Well, I spent the day there. And then 2 days later, I was still in California. I got a message from one of my friends, and she said, "Oh my God, you were just at Warner Brothers Studios. Today, Jennifer Aniston is there, surprising people."
So
And I was like, no way.
one of your friends was telling you about one of the stars of Friends.
Yeah.
Having to
And
be in the same.
I was sad because here I was at a music conference, and I'm like, but I need to get back there right now. Yeah. But I was so close. If I had, you know, planned it differently, but there's no way to plan that type of stuff. But she was surprising people, taking photos on the couch, and she was showing the video clips as she was guest starring on Ellen's show. She had taken over for Ellen that day, and she was surprising guests at the Central Perk shot. So
Very cool. Very cool. Juanita says, "Ooh, nice chair. Looks comfy. Comfy. She loves it."
it's comfy. I got it on Wayfair. You can get one for yourself.
Are you a spokesperson for them too?
They're not. They don't pay me enough to be, but I'm happy to say we're.
You've already investigated it, didn't you? I'm using your chair right now. No, it's a running joke. It's because there's been often times where some of the guests have had to run out of the room to chase, you know, a child that just broke into the room, or a dog that went loose, or they have to go get something, or they just have to excuse themselves. So we end up seeing the empty chair, just the chair shot. And I have a list of all these episodes of the Jim Master Show Live where for a brief time we have the empty chair. So it's like it's become sort of a trademark somehow, accidentally, kind of like Lovity. And the viewers ask about, oh, I wonder what chair they're in. And so now I think one of these days we're going to put together, we do these shows live, but we might do an edited segment where it's guess the guest's chair. So we'll show shots of the different guests' empty chairs, and the Lovity viewers will have to guess which episode and who was the guest. We've seen full leather couches and fireplaces. We've seen like every kind of chair that the guest has been on or in, and it's been really amazing. So they requested seeing that cool, comfy orange chair that you're in.
It's so comfortable. I don't mind sitting in it and showing it off. It reminds me of the couch from Central Perk at Friends. So I love this. I wanted a really cool accent piece for my room, and I felt like, well, I would like to have a little chair in there to sit and enjoy reading in or teaching from.
And when you're on the Jim Master Show live.
And when I'm on the Jim Master Show live. I didn't have this last time. I sat downstairs last time.
Yeah, you were downstairs, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so today I'm upstairs. But my grandparents are here, so if for some reason they're misbehaving, I might have to run out and correct their behavior. No, they promised to be good while I was on air.
They're probably listening.
They're probably online too. Hi, guys.
They're cheering. What are their names?
Jim and Diane.
That's right. You mentioned that's your grandfather's name was Jim as well. Jim and Diane. Wait, who's saying it's John Mellencamp? A song about Jim and Diane? Is it there? Jack and Diane. Jack and Diane. Jack and Diane.
Yeah.
Well, I changed it to Jim for obvious reasons.
You can do that, yeah.
All right. So she's got the ukulele all set up. Now, what's is that already tuned, or you've got to play with that as well?
So this would be tuned differently than the violin or viola or cello. We have G, C, E, A. So G, C, E, A. And the ukulele is a C instrument. So when I have a student coming to me who says, I want to learn guitar or, ukulele, what should I choose? And I always tell them to start with the ukulele because it's simpler. It has 4 strings compared to 6. And I feel like it's a nice gateway instrument if a student is interested in guitar lessons. But I like this personally because I have really tiny hands, so I don't have to move too much to get a chord in. So my first chord I learned was the C chord. Let me move this down so you can see the instrument a little bit better. Let's see. Sorry, Jim, I'm trying to get a good angle here. All right, let's see.
No, that's it's looking good. Yeah, looking good.
So we have the C chord. Then we got A minor. Then we've got F major. And then G. And then we've got E minor. What's that one? And then back to C. So there's many options of what you can play as long as you've got a good foundation with your chords. All right, so I was not thinking so much about what to play on the ukulele, so let's go with Somewhere Over the Rainbow. Because this one is pretty well known over there. There's a really cool singer, I think his name is I-Z, but he wrote the arrangement that I'm about to play for you. And he passed away several years ago, but he's got several CDs out and one of the most well-known Hawaiian singers. So if you get a chance to look him up, I'm sure you'll recognize this arrangement. It's really cute, really fun, light. I hope I do it well. It's been a minute since I've played this one, so I'll give it my best shot.
I'm sure you will knock it out of the park.
can
Very, very nice. Very nice. Great version too, like you said, a really, really cool version of that. Such a popular, legendary song, of course, from The Wizard of Oz originally. You like to what's your favorite kind of music? I don't think I've ever asked you that, even in conversations we've had off the air. What music does Tiffany not necessarily perform, but like to listen to? What's in your iPod, your car, your CD player, whatever it may be right now? Do you listen to a variety of different things, or
So you have asked a very difficult question, Jim.
she needs a sip of that coffee or whatever?
Not for this end. No, but I think that's a really hard question to ask a musician. Like, what's your favorite song or what's your favorite type of music? Because really, we love all music, right? So it really
Right.
it depends on my mood. Like,
Yes.
what am I feeling at the time? Like, if it's a dark, dreary day, I go back in time. All right, I go for Bette Midler.
Sure.
um,
Yeah.
on those dark, dreary days, or if I'm, wanting to feel nostalgic, I pop in her CD because, yes, I still have CDs. I pop it into my laptop and I listen. Um, that's the
Exactly.
music I grew up on, so it feels comfortable and it feels like I can go back to something safe.
What's a beautiful song from her? I know everybody talks about Wind Beneath My Wings and The Rose and some of the others. That song, In This Life, that one? In
Yeah.
This Life,
Oh, in my
I was loved by you.
Yeah, I love that one. And who originally sang that? Was it the Beatles? Or was it
I think this particular one was her, this particular one. Matter of fact, the NBC soap opera Another World used that song, a clip of it, for their very final scene of the 35-year run of Another World on NBC. And they used that, and they showed photos of the various cast members over the years, some gone, some still there. And they had the main character, Rachel, walking through the living room of the main house that was used on the show, the Corey Mansion. And she's looking at all the family photos, and they use that song, In This Life, I Was Loved by You, with Bette singing it. And it was
Yeah.
really incredible. Really, really just perfect. It's like one of those summing up your life sort of songs.
Not from the best of Divine Miss M. I think that was the CD that's on. But it's on the same as Wind Beneath My Wings and From a Distance, The Rose.
So many. Yeah.
I've always loved her music. Her concert was my first real concert I had ever been to. I went for my 7th birthday. Um, so if my Grandma Jane is watching, shout out to my Grandma Jane.
Hey, Grandma Jane.
So
You've got a great granddaughter here who's fabulous. We love her.
So shout out to Grandma Jane for taking me for my 7th birthday. That was my first real concert experience, and I had watched Bette Midler's movies, listened to her music from the time I could understand what music was, because all of the women in my life were big Bette Midler fans. So naturally, I became one as well. And then when I was presented with what do you want for your birthday, I said, I want to go see Bette Midler.
Yeah, exactly. Well, who are some folks do you have a dream list of people that you would love to play with or for or do duets with, whether they're singers or other musicians? Do you have like a dream list of, well, I would love one day to be able to be on stage with or in the studio recording with?
Yeah. Oh yeah. So I guess that goes back to, my favorite types of music depending on my mood. When it comes to like country and bluegrass, Alison Krauss, hands down. I love her so
Mm.
much. So Alison Krauss, Little Big Town, Carrie Underwood. I love Carrie Underwood so much. I've never gotten to meet her, but I've attended several of her concerts with my aunt. And then a few others that I would love to play with. Jessica Willis Fisher. She's not quite as well known yet. She's very new on this scene. I feel like becoming solo artist, but I love her music, what she's come out with so far. Let's see, other artists. Irish performers, Liz Carroll, Gaelic Storm. I would love to, get to record with them or play a few tunes with them. I'm lucky here in Chicago because a lot of my favorite Irish musicians either live here or pass through here. So I got to play with a lot of really interesting people and great stories to tell.
What about somebody like a Dolly Parton or any of those legends? Yeah.
I love Dolly. It would be such an honor just to be in the same room as her. She is one incredible lady. As a matter of fact, I saw on her Instagram today, she made a post that the capital of Nashville wanted to build a statue in her honor and honor her in that way. And she said, I'd like to politely decline, maybe after, these tough times in the world pass, or after I go on to the next life, then maybe if you'd like to honor me in that way. But she said right now it's just, not the time. I'm very honored, but she's a very humble person, and I love her so much. She's so sweet. I've never gotten to meet her, but she's the type you feel like you know her.
Yeah.
Like just by watching her specials. I've watched her TV specials with my grandparents. They love Dolly Parton. They love Reba McEntire, Alan Jackson.
How about people like Josh Groban and some of the others, the Michael Bublés, the Grobans?
Yeah, I love both of them. Josh Groban, I got to meet him after a show for my 21st birthday. And his violinist, I'm friends with Christian Hebel. So I was able to meet Josh, and that was a real experience, real treat. But he has a real appreciation for stringed instruments and
Yes.
so it was really cool to get to briefly meet him, and we actually have so many mutual connections, which was cool. And then Michael Buble, he's so much fun to listen to. His Christmas album is one that I listen to every year without fail on repeat.
Right.
I like the swing and the jazz feel of his music too. And I haven't dabbled too much in that with my violin. I want to though. There's a great course by Christian Howes. He has a great lesson format online and videos to learn jazz and how to improv. And I've never explored that. So I'm looking into that right now to start maybe in the summer.
Yeah. See, you've got a pretty good bucket list of people, and you never know, that might even happen. And you may end up bumping into also some of the Friends cast as well.
That would be so much fun. I told you earlier, I'm recording that video later this week or next week, along with my audio for the Friends theme. I'll be there for you. So, and that's all with sounds that I make on my violin and my viola. So it's
probably never been done that way either. It's probably going to be quite original.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it, and it's going to be something different. How I'm going to have the video format, is like in a Brady Bunch style, the grid style.
The squares.
Yeah. So I'll have my main part playing violin in the center, playing the melody, and then off to the side will be all of the other parts going on. For some of it, like for my viola here, I might be my violin. Actually, this one I might be doing the rhythm, like doing the tapping, and then the other I'm actually just doing like a swiping motion. Kind of sounds like sandpaper.
Right.
Kind of like backwards, like acoustic sound. I don't know if you're picking it up here. Let's see if I move closer.
Yeah, it's like a light sound. Yeah, like a light sandpaper. Yeah.
Sound. So that's one of my plans too. Anyway, because I have 3 different parts going so far for the accompaniment, but I also wanted to have some beats and some other sounds in there too, just to make it a little bit different and sound more full, to kind of fill the dead spaces if there are any. And then I'll be doing some strumming on the viola and the violin, so that'll be fun. And then some improv with the chords and rhythms there and chopping. So
Cool stuff. Cool stuff. So there's a lot coming up, which is really awesome. Do you want to, is there something final that you want to share with us? Maybe go back to the violin, maybe?
So I have two others. Maybe we can take a vote from the audience watching. I have two prepared. I could do Shallow from A Star Is Born, or I can do A Million Dreams. That's my own arrangement from The Greatest Showman. Maybe we'll let the audience decide what I close out with.
That's right. Yeah, you guys can decide, but I would say maybe the first one, because I'd love to hear how you interpret that.
Yeah, so Shallow.
Yeah, that would be cool.
All right, let me pull this out here. So this is an acoustic backing arrangement. I was really inspired by the movie, and watching it for the first time, it really made me so emotional at the connection that these two singers had. And Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper did such a great job at all of the music and the acting and really pulling you into the story. Have you gotten a chance to see that film?
Yes, absolutely. Maureen says Shallow as well. She's voted for Shallow. Cool stuff.
Let's do Shallow. This one is one of my favorite ones.
Cool.
So I'll do that one.
All right.
All right, let's see.
You're your own production assistant too, right?
Yeah.
The production assistant didn't show up tonight. Too much snow.
You can hear the background.
Yeah. Good. Great. All right. Here's Tiffany Moore once again live.
See if I can turn this up a little bit, Jim.
Really beautiful. Bravo, my friend. Bravo. Great.
Sorry, it's a little hard to hear. Sorry.
No, but the main thing is really hearing you, because it's just such a beautiful sound, and you're so great at it. You just really, I mean, you put so much heart and soul and passion into it, and that's what it's all about. When you're playing, what is happening to you inside? Are you able to block out everything that's around you? I mean, obviously, if you're having to play off other musicians, then obviously you can't block everything out because you got to know when to come in and out. But when you're playing solo like that, are you completely absorbed and completely focused and just lost in the presentation? Because you certainly seem like you are, which is great.
I really do. And something I need to work on is, let me set this down. But yes, I really get so into it when I play that sometimes I'm not focusing on what's happening with my face or my body language. And I feel like that's because I'm feeling it in other ways. I laugh at myself when I look back at videos. I'm like, what am I doing with my face? Like what's happening?
Like you're squinting or thinking or writing. Yeah. No, but you acknowledge the camera and the audience and you smile, which is what it's all about.
Yeah, I get really into it, and I feel like sometimes for me to really tone in and get into that music, I close my eyes a lot, and I learned that from an Irish player here because I focus so much on I back when I thought I needed sheet music to learn these songs or any song really. He told me, he said something that really has stuck with me to this day. He kind of brought it in a sense to where he was relating it to a blind person, how people who are blind have stronger sense of hearing, stronger sense of smell and awareness. He said, if you take away one of your senses, it makes the other stronger. And that's kind of what I've kind of implemented even when I'm playing at sessions or trying to learn a new song and try to hear different parts. I close my eyes because then I can focus on things that I might miss otherwise if I'm allowing that sense to take over a little too much. I feel like that's helped me, is to take away one of the senses and taking his advice, and it's really helped. So yes, I definitely get really into it, especially when I know the music. For instance, Shallow, or any of the music from A Star Is Born. There's another one called I'll Never Love Again. And the words to that song, the story leading up to that. So all of those emotions, they're threaded into that song. They're intertwined into that song and woven in, and you can't ignore the emotion behind a song. So I feel for me, I get really into it when I am familiar with the song or the tune. And it's really something, because it's really hard for me to put into words, but I can truly feel it with every cell in my body. And sometimes, even if I'm just listening to music, specifically like Broadway music, or back when attending musicals was a thing, I would just sit there and just bawl my eyes out because I could feel everything about the music and the words. One of my favorite musicals that I went to more than any other, and I've seen that probably
Idina
10,
Menzel and
so many times, and listened to the soundtrack endlessly since I was a teenager. And it doesn't matter for me if I've heard it 1,000 times or a dozen times. The emotions always hit, especially in Defying Gravity and For Good. Those two get me every time. So if you've been to the musical, which I'm sure you have, right before the first act ends, or the first half rather, they end with Defying Gravity, when Elphaba is basically saying, you know what? They don't like me anyway, so I'm going to be my own person. And take it or leave it. This is me, and I'm more powerful than all of you.
Exactly.
That's her ballad of saying, I'm not gonna be limited to what everyone thinks I should be. I'm gonna go out there and fly, and show you just how powerful I really am. And
Mhm.
every time without fail, Jim, I could be listening to it in the car, or I could be sitting there listening in the musical hall, but I'll be sobbing like every time.
It
um,
just really gets to your heart and soul, doesn't it?
and I don't know why. And I feel like it's really hard to put it into words. And other musicians have connected with me on this too, and they're like, I really don't know how to explain it. But I feel every single thing that combining with the words of the song to the story to the actual orchestration or the notes itself. And
Mhm.
I can't explain it, and not many people can put into words what exactly that feeling is, but it just overwhelms you. And I
Right.
have I have songs like that where I just can't contain myself, like but I feel like it's really for me, I think it's an honor to feel all of the things because so many people they lack emotion and they're afraid to show emotion these days. And I feel I would rather feel too much and not know how to explain every emotion rather than feel nothing and be cold. So even if I don't understand those feelings, I still want to have them, if that makes sense.
Yes, and you express them beautifully through your music, Tiffany, which I think is why people are so absolutely drawn to it in such a beautiful way. This was amazing. I can't believe, do you believe we did over 2 hours again? You and I can just,
I was looking at the clock. I'm like, I still feel like we could go on for hours.
it never fails when we're together. We just, we don't really call these interviews, it's a little of everything: music, conversation, inspiration. We just let it flow, bringing back the lost art of conversation, sprinkle in with entertainment and more. Um, So you've got some really cool things coming up, and it's really, really exciting. And you're happy, and you've made it through COVID as well. And we're blessed to hear that. And this really was fantastic. I love when you're on because it's just so automatic, and we just have such a great time together, and such, Irish crack and then some. which
It's
which
always so nice, and you always make me feel so comfortable, and it really is. We're literally talking to a friend here, So I think it's really nice to have that, especially now, when it's easy to not have any social interaction. So
right.
thanks for doing this and for having me on because it's so important. Like you said, it's the lost art of communication and talking. So it's really nice to be able to connect and still maintain that friendship. And we don't talk like every week or anything like that, but I feel like we just pick up right where we left off.
Exactly right. Exactly right. Juanita says, great conversation and lovely music. Thank you, Tiffany, for your time with us. Keep well. She's wishing you all the best. So now the rest of the night, what do you do? You're a little bit earlier than we are here. You're just going to relax and
Probably get all my instruments put away and let's see, probably wind down a little bit. I haven't watched a movie in some time, so I think I'll do that.
that's a good thing to do. Sherry Lee Leonard watching, one of our great Lovity viewers. She's watching on our YouTube channel. Again, anybody watching on the YouTube channel, we would love it if you subscribe to the channel, Jim Masters TV, for the Jim Masters Show Live, and click that notification bell so you don't miss any of the great content we have on there, and lots of shows and other content. Great exchange and performing. Thanks, she says. And Kathleen Walker in New York City, thanks for the beautiful music, Tiffany. And it really was so great having you back as a return guest on our show, my friend. And we'll have you back again. We'll keep you, in the roster of some of our favorite guests. Amy says, fun show. Thanks, Amy. We appreciate that. And Maureen, your talent is unlimited. Thank you for sharing it with us this evening. The real trooper Lovity's tuned in right now. Thanks, Tiffany, for spending time with us. Good magical night, Slancha. And I like how the Fanalies were merged with the Lovities tonight. That was kind of nice. We love. I'm all about bringing people together, which I know you are too, and unifying as opposed to bringing people apart, bringing people together. And whenever we can do that through the auspices of this broadcast or anything else we do in life, I think it's a beautiful thing. I know I've asked this before, but what are some of the things that continue to give you great joy and blessing in your life to cause you to want to still create this phenomenal music, my friend?
Really just knowing how much music has meant to me over the years, and knowing that if I can bring joy to just one person, it's worth it. I think so much of my time over the years was consumed with not being good enough or comparing myself to other people, and that got me in a low place, and it wasn't exactly brightening anyone else's day up. So I think something like even now getting us through dark times, and for me, has been music. And no matter if I feel it's perfect or not, if it makes one person happy, it's worth it. And for me, finding the joy is in the little things of life. I feel like time has really slowed down, and we've been given this gift of time, and what are we doing with it? So I feel like just making the most of life and being thankful for the little things is really important right now. And for me, that those joys are in the kids I teach.
Mhm.
The week, I feel so lucky to get to share music with them and see that they're happy and learning things that they're interested in. And it keeps me going. It keeps me motivated because it makes me really realize just the importance of what I do as an educator, and not just as a performer, although I love that side of me as well. But being an educator, I wear so many hats, as you do, Jim.
Yeah, sure
you
do.
know, but at the end of the day, I'm even more thankful that this year I'm getting to work from home for the most part, spending more time with my grandparents and my family, my
Which is
aunt.
beautiful. Yeah.
It really is. How many people can say that they were quarantined this entire time with both of their grandparents?
And they enjoyed everything, right? And it was right. It's been a very connecting time and reconnecting time for many people. And I say that I hope that we rise from these ashes more empathetic, loving, compassionate, kinder to one another. We listen to one another more as opposed to talking at. And we don't always have to surround ourselves with just voices that mimic our own. Sometimes it's good to listen to other voices and other options. That's what makes life a richer experience. So continue doing what you're doing, my friend. And of course, you and I always are in touch. So we'll keep each other abreast of everything that's going on. And I hope the episode, as like with the first one back in June, I can't believe it's been 8 months already. I can't believe I've been doing this show, some almost 300 episodes, day in and day out, in conjunction with my professional work, enjoying every second of it. And I hope the tonight met whatever expectations you had as well of joining us as special guest once again, my friend.
I loved it so much, and thank you for having me on. Congratulations on having your show running this long, and I know you're going to have so many more amazing guests to come because you're such an incredible person to talk with, and honestly, making connections like you have is something we all appreciate right now. We appreciate you and everything you're doing to make this possible, and it's been amazing. You've created a community here, and it's always such a pleasure to come on here and chat and get to know everyone and get to talk to you too.
I appreciate that very much, my friend, and said with love and right back at you. I love having you here with us, and hopefully we will be breaking bread and toasting in person once again soon. I can't wait. And I gotta, whether you're coming east or I get to Chicago, I gotta get to Chicago real soon so we can do that. I know.
Anytime it gets safe again, and
Gotta have that deep dish pizza. I haven't had it yet. Can you
yeah,
believe it? I gotta have that. Christine says this was a beautiful and magical show tonight. Thanks for sharing. Really enjoyed the live music as well as the videos. So talented. Lovely to you as well. And to you too, Christine, because I know there was some horrific tornadoes that came through North Carolina, which is where she's located. Sherry Lee Leonard says, agree, a jewel of a show. Thank you, Sherry Lee. I appreciate that as well. Bernadette says, until we meet again, smile is infectious. We all thank you for tuning in, Bernadette. We have some amazing guests coming up as well, as Tiffany had just mentioned. Tiffany, thanks for joining us, my friend. It was A tremendous pleasure. We toast you, Slancha. Cheers. As always. Yeah. A cup of coffee. There you go. Toasting you. And be well. And we will chat again soon. Thanks for all the great conversation, the crack, the music. It's always a pleasure, my friend.
Thank you, Jim. So good to see you again.
You as well. You have a good night, okay? You take care.
Ladies, have a nice night. Thank you for tuning in.
Go stretch those legs now and go make yourself a nice cup of hot cocoa. Doesn't that sound good?
That's what I'm going to do.
Perfect. And hopefully we'll be doing that in person real soon again. Miss you, my friend.
Bye, Jim.
Take care. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Very special guest, Tiffany Moore, brilliant Irish fiddler, violinist, multi-instrumentalist. And so glad all of you can join us here on the show. We appreciate it. Again, if this is your first time sampling the Jim Masters Show live, this is what we do all the time. It's an entertainment lifestyle talk show series. We mix in inspiring conversation with entertainment and so much more. And I want to let you know, tomorrow night is going to be epic because we have renowned singer Kenny James live from Las Vegas. That's right, live from Las Vegas. Kenny is going to be with us as my special guest. He's going to perform live. He's got all kinds of great music, and he has an extraordinary background. He was on Star Search as well, a winner of Star Search, also with the Hughes Corporation, that wonderful band, and so much more. Kenny James is live Friday night right here on the Jim Masters Show Live. It's going to be spectacular. Then on Saturday, we're going to have a lot of fun with a wonderful actress and performer. This is Elaine Ballas. She's going to be live from Hollywood here on the show. That is Saturday. Can't wait to have Elaine live on the Jim Masters Show Live. Then we also have on Sunday, she's brilliant. This is Elise Jewell. She won, believe it or not, she's a brilliant singer and songwriter and an actress, originally from Dallas, Texas. She's going to be performing live on Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. And she won the 2019 John Lennon Songwriting Contest. She's really, really amazing. She's a wonderful performer. That is Elise Jewell, exclusively here on the Jim Masters Show Live. She's all excited. She's here this Sunday. So renowned singer live from Las Vegas, Kenny James, is tomorrow night. Then wonderful actress. We're going to have a lot of fun with Elaine Ballas. She's here on Saturday, all at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. Then Elise Jewell is going to be with us on Sunday, which is going to be absolutely amazing. On Tuesday of next week, award-winning, 3-time Tony-winning, as well as Olivier-winning, incredible producer, Hadestown, Kinky Boots, and so much more. Jim Kierstead is with us on Tuesday, exclusively here on the show. Then we have wonderful singer and actress, wonderful performer, Valerie David, who's going to be with us live on Wednesday. She's going to be here. That's going to be epic. On Thursday, we have another multi-winning Broadway star. This is Melissa Errico. Melissa is going to be here exclusively. Brilliant singer and wonderful performer. And her husband is Patrick McEnroe, the wonderful broadcaster who is the brother of tennis star John McEnroe. That's right. Her brother-in-law is John McEnroe. Her husband is Patrick. And she is a phenomenal Broadway star. And she is here exclusively on Thursday. That's right. And so many more incredible guests coming up. And Hank Garrett, who was last night, we're going to reschedule him. He's all excited. He had a few audio issues on his end. So we're going to reschedule him. So look for that date soon. The incomparable Dee Wallace, who you know from E.T., Extraterrestrial, The Howling, Murder, She Wrote, Touched by an Angel, Policewoman, The Streets of San Francisco, so many TV shows, so many movies. She's going to be joining us coming up soon in a matter of weeks on the show. She is a Hollywood legend. She's got 3 movies coming out and 2 TV series coming out. She's going to be joining us. Thursday, March 4th, the Byrne Brothers are going to be here live, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. Young, fabulous, Irish, talented group. There they are with their dad. They're originally from Ireland. They now make their home in Orlando, Florida. They're going to be there and on our show. And of course, we are here 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific with our entertainment lifestyle talk show series, the Jim Masters Show Live. We thank my wonderful friend, Irish fiddler, violinist, multi-instrumentalist, Tiffany Moore, for joining us. This was a return visit. I couldn't believe it was 8 months ago when she was on the show. And that's going to be amazing, when you count those days and months, which is what I got to do. I got to look back at all the episodes and count them all up. It's just amazing how time flies, but wonderful to see her again. Wonderful to catch up with her. And I hope you guys enjoyed her company, joining us here on the show. And of course, there's our YouTube channel. Love it if you subscribe. If you missed any of the episode, would like to see it again, 24/7, 365, you can see it on YouTube. So we thank Tiffany. Again, she's a dear personal friend. And as I mentioned, we did show this photo earlier, which everybody loves. I love, she loves, and Renee loves as well. Our wonderful friend, Renee Nesbitt, Celtic violinist, who you know originally from Celtic Woman and Rocktopia and Celtic Heart. She has a lot of new exciting things that she's working on. She's going to be here on Saturday, March 20th. That's right, Saturday, March 20th at 3 p.m. Eastern, live, 3 p.m. Eastern. Renee Nesbitt will be here as well. Cool stuff coming up just for you guys and so much more. Have a great night, Jim. Good night, Lovity. Hugs. Stay safe. Thank you, Kathleen in New York. Such a fun night tonight. Thanks, Jim and Tiffany. My pleasure. You have a good night, Jennifer. Juanita in South Africa, who's a real trooper up late at night. Lovely show. Thanks, Jim. Good night, everyone. Good night to you as well. And Sherry Lee Leonard says, your lineup is outstanding. Thank you very much, Sherry Lee. I appreciate it. Good to have you with us tonight on the show, my friend. Kathleen Walker, always terrific guests. Thank you. And I love our conversations and when we do our host chat shows. And got to do more on location. We got a whole bevy of things we want to do on location as well. Juanita says, Jen, Dynamite comes in small packages, they say. That's right. It sure does. You guys are great. Thanks for all the wonderful comments, all the participation. I love when you guys comment and participate. Not everybody that watches does. A lot of people just casually watch, which is perfectly fine. In order to watch and enjoy the Jim Master Show live, you don't have to comment, but a lot of people like to participate, and I like to bring you in. One of the rare shows where you can actually comment, and we can see your comments, and we can share the lovely together. And then there's a lot of people who watch this later on demand, and they binge watch our Entertainment Lifestyle Talk Show series on YouTube, which is amazing. Ann Wozniak, thank you, Jim, for a wonderful evening. My pleasure, Ann. It's always great when you're here. We love it. You have a good night, Ann. Thank you, Kathleen. Great show. Thanks, Jim. You have a great night as well. And Sherry Lee Leonard, agree, a jewel of a show. Thank you very much, Sherry Lee, for those beautiful comments. And Christine Clifton as well for the beautiful comments. And everybody else. And Bernadette, thank you very much. Until we meet again. Nice to have you on the show as well. Really, really cool stuff. Gang, this was amazing. Jennifer says, I love your hair long. Go with the flow. Jen is Zen. Slancha, thank you very much, Jen. I appreciate that. Hope you're staying warm in Allentown, Pennsylvania. And Maureen says, great show tonight. Thank you, Jen, for having Tiffany back in Lovity Hall. And you guys are the Lovity Squad. You are the Jim Masters Show Live Lovity Squad. And one of our guests this week said that. I think it was Will Donato. If you didn't see that fabulous musical episode with smooth jazz guitarist and wonderful musician, not guitarist, saxophonist. Although he played flute too. He's an amazing flautist as well. But the sax is his main claim to fame, and he's so good. He loved it. I received this wonderful note from Will Donato, and I get notes from all the guests. He absolutely loved the entire vibe, the feel, the flow of the show, the conversation, the inspiration, giving him time to perform and to share. And that's what we do all the time. We don't rush through, which is very rare for a show, because a lot of people make the show all about themselves, and that's it. They don't bring other people in. The whole thing is just about themselves. And then that's it. I like to do a little of everything, Some of it is me. Some of it is all of you. Some of it is the guest, if we have a guest. I think it should be universal. I think it should be a show that's designed for all of us, all of us. Christine says, Jim, a really lovely show. Tornadoes were 2 days ago. Ice storm tonight. Now you got an ice storm. Whew. Terrible weather around the U.S. The whole U.S. is being hit with extraordinary weather. The poor people in Texas, too. God bless them. Thoughts to all. Love, Tiffany. See you tomorrow. Kenny James live from Las Vegas. It's going to be an amazing show. His son, Trevor, who's a brilliant artist. Matter of fact, there's going to be world premieres of 2 new songs, one that Kenny James has and one that Trevor has, that they're going to debut exclusively on the Jim Masters Show live from Las Vegas tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. Great way to spend a Friday night. It's going to be right here on the Jim Masters Show live. So we thank you all once again. We appreciate it. All your cast characters are there. You can see Silver and Jimmy and Gilligan. And of course, George is here and Lin is over there. If you didn't see Lin, check out our Valentine's, our epic host chat lovely episode we did for Valentine's weekend. It was really cool. A lot of fun with all of you. And Lin made a guest appearance and is still savoring it. And we showed some of the wonderful gifts that came in. I don't know if Mona is here with us. Maybe she'll watch this later. Mona in Louisiana. Louisiana, she could be out of power. Louisiana is having a tough time with electricity, and Louisiana got hit hard too. But she sent, we thank Mona. She sent, let's see if we can straighten this package out here. From Louisiana, she sent this wonderful coffee and chicory. Thank you, Mona, if you're watching. And another episode where Mona's tuned in, we'll thank her again. But I just wanted to show you this. This is delicious stuff. And this was a gift she sent over the holidays. And we thank you, Mona. They're so beautiful. She also sent this spice rub, which is terrific. And again, I believe this is family-made spiced rub. One of her relatives works is in a restaurant in Louisiana, and they send this wonderful Louisiana, New Orleans spice rub, which is delicious. And then, of course, Cajun, right? You got to go Cajun. One of my cousins actually who lives in Massachusetts. He's married to my cousin. His family is from New Orleans. This is really cool. This is really nice. Happy Cajun Chipotle chili. So we can see that there. And there it is there. We're going to make this, we're going to cook this up. We're going to make a nice chili with it. Thank you. This is also from Mona. There you go. Peanuts, Happy Cajun Chipotle chili. Again, I don't know if Mona's with us tonight because the weather in Louisiana has been really horrific, along with Texas and Tennessee and some of these other areas. Our blessings to all, but we're going to cook this up. And thank you. The lovely viewers you guys are amazing. And this one is Peanuts Happy Cajun Mild Rub. She sent this along as well. We've used this already. This is amazing. This is really, really great. The mild rub. But wait, there's more. Just like a game show. This one is the Happy Cajun. This is the all-around seasoning. And we've used this as well. Peanuts Happy Cajun seasoning. Again, these are wonderful gifts that came in over the holiday time from our wonderful, dear, lovely viewer. You guys are the best. Really amazing people. Mona Greer, Mona Fan Guy Greer. Thank you, Mona. We appreciate it. And we'll thank you again. I don't doubt that some of our viewers have been hit hard. I think Pamela Perkle is in Kansas City, and some of the viewers are in the Midwest and the South as well, in the United States too, where I think they've been hit hard, power outages and all kinds of things. So our blessings to anybody who's impacted. We've got a snowstorm going on out here, but our roads are fine. We're good here. We live up in the Northeast, so we're used to this weather. But there are folks in the southern United States right now and parts of the lower Midwest who they're not as used to it. And their homes aren't necessarily built for ice storms and heavy snow, and their grid has gone down with water. And I know some folks personally there who are having a tough time, pipes bursting and food spoiling. And believe it or not, there's people actually, I believe in parts of Texas, they're actually burning their furniture. They're actually disassembling their wood furniture and putting it in the fireplace so they have wood to burn to stay warm. That's when you know things are really extreme. So our blessings to everybody and viewers and those in Texas, Louisiana, the areas that are hit hard right now. It's going to warm up later next week, but they have to get through this tough time now. All across the United States, there's just this crazy weather. Oregon, too. There's been massive power outages in Oregon as well. And North Carolina got hit with the unbelievable tornadoes along the coast, which is crazy. We're getting hit with snow, but we're fine. Here we're in the northeastern United States along the coast between New York and Boston, and we're getting about 5 or 8 inches of snow. The 1.5 we had a couple of weeks ago never left. The roads have been clear. What they do, which is really good, is the night before they hear a storm, they salt the roads, really the highways. We're along the I-95 corridor here, which you always hear about, and they salt the roads pretty early on. That helps the melting to get going first. But again, when there's ice, nothing can stop you on ice, really. Ice is ice. But, and there were some accidents that were on the news. There were some accidents locally. Earlier in the day, it was really coming down. I'd say around noon, it was coming down hard, and it was almost like a whiteout. So that's tough driving then. But we're supposed to, the snow is going to continue into tomorrow. So it's really beautiful. I mean, it's on the trees. Last week we had posted some photos. But when it's on the roads or when it takes your power out or your water or any of that, it can be, because then pipes burst and it can be crazy stuff. So blessings to everybody who may be experiencing something. Again, whether you're watching this show live or hopefully watch this maybe later in the archives, because some people do like to catch up later when they miss something. One of our episodes, we hope you're getting through well. It's been a wacky 12 months or so, hasn't it? All kinds of things from political to societal, civil, economic, and health. And now you have weather, all kinds of crazy weather around the world. So we wish everybody well wherever you are. This is a place, as a broadcaster, we would normally say the place on the dial, whether it's television or radio, place on the dial, where you can come and feel like you're a part of a family. We had the Fanalies with us today, mixing in with our Lovedies. That was kind of cool. We try to have a fun show, an inspiring show. We always learn something new on the Jim Masters Show Live. Knowledge building, education building, with some entertainment sprinkled in, and anything goes. We have a certain format to the show, but we don't heavily lock in anything. Some people ask, even some of the guests ask, are there questions in advance? Do we have to go over anything? And I'm like, no, we don't do pre-produced questions. We let it flow. We have a good time. Tiffany is somebody who loves being on because we're good friends. She was on in June. If you didn't see that episode, you can go back in the archives and see when Tiffany Moore was first on the show back in June. I just can't believe she said it was June. That's 8 months ago. I can't believe it was that long ago. But it was so good that she can join us again. And several of your favorites. Dream of Denver is coming back. Neil Byrne from Celtic Thunder is coming back. Ryan Kelly is going to be coming back. Renee Nesbitt is going to be back. And Kathy Garver is coming back. And so many others. We also have another surprise guest. We haven't said who it is yet, who was with the Waltons. Yes, I know you guys loved when Cammie Cotler was on last week from the Waltons. I'm seeing the views. The views on YouTube are amazing since we just did that show a week ago. We have another guest coming in from the Waltons, which is going to be amazing. Then we have somebody who starred in the original West Side Story, and we've got another hypnotist coming on, and just an amazing bevy of guests. So, gang, let's check in, see how everybody's doing, and then get ready to wrap up. Tiffany Moore, there she is. Thanks again for having me on tonight, Jim. Lovely to chat with all the Lovedies. Thank you, my friend. It was a pleasure. It was an honor, and it was a hoot. It was a hoot. Love having you here, and you and I will be chatting, and I can't wait to have that deep dish pizza with you one of these days. Got to make it to Chicago. I was so close to a TV shoot about a year ago in Chicago, but it got rescheduled, or I think what happened was the guest came east to the TV studio here, so I didn't get there, but I got to get there. We will have some more fun again. Thanks again for gracing our show this evening. You have a good night, Tiffany, and have that hot cocoa. All right, have that hot cocoa. Jennifer Barry says, "Want to learn to survive? Be a mountain woman like me. Come to the Poconos, Allentown. Please be safe." Absolutely. Absolutely, Jennifer. You be safe. Amy says, "We are in the South and you're not used to all the snow." I know you guys really got hit. You're not used to the snow. We are up here, but I tell you, even for us, there's more car accidents, it seems, when there's just a little bit of snow versus when there's a lot. Of course, because it gets slippery and people don't assume that, there's a lot of ice or snow, but no, it gets crazy. But we're in a snowy period or pattern right now. We haven't had this kind of snow in years. Like every couple of days, we've been having storms. We had the 1.5 week and a half ago. Then we had a couple more inches, then another dusting, and then another couple of inches. This one's like 5 to 9 inches. And it's going to warm up a little bit, and then we might get some more. It's just we're in one of those patterns here. I mean, being in the Northeast, the New York area, the Mid-Atlantic, the Northeast, the New England area, you would figure. Although the last several years, the Midwest really gets hit hard with snow and those polar vortexes, that cold weather that comes out of the Arctic Circle and goes across Canada and then goes into the middle section of the country. I'm assuming maybe Renee Oscom too might have I know Iowa is in a deep freeze right now in Iowa. I hope she's doing well. And Marilyn Hammond, who is in Wichita, Kansas, I hope she's doing well. Tough times in Wichita, in that area, and Nashville as well. Christine says, "Horrific winter weather across America and really poor Texas and anyone affected. Levity to the USA and really more global levity is needed." Absolutely. And we're your place to celebrate that, right, Christine? Juanita says, "Those spices look amazing. I know you'd love them." Really, really, really. Will was fantastic, wasn't he? Yeah, he sent me this beautiful note about how much he thoroughly enjoyed being on the show. We're going to have him back again. And he's also got a few guests that he wants to have come on. Matter of fact, Will was recommended to me by one of our fabulous guests, the incredible Grammy-winning Terry Woolman, who was a guest on our show as well, and also Kenny James from Las Vegas tomorrow night. And watch the Will Donato episode if you missed it. It was fantastic, one of her favorites. I agree. It was terrific. Mona is buried under snow in Louisiana, too. So it's tough. They got a lot of snow there, but the ice and the cold, the roads are a sheet of ice, and I've been watching it on the news. I have some friends that actually work in television and radio in the southern part of the United States as well, in Dallas, Fort Worth, Houston, as well as in New Orleans and in Florida. And what they're going through is unbelievable because they're so not used to it. And the ice, they had like an ice storm. And that's freezing rain. That's that mix between, I used to do weather, believe it or not. I didn't know if I mentioned that I did weather. I was a substitute weatherman for a television station, actually in Connecticut. And we used to use AccuWeather. I love weather. I love following weather, studying weather. Weather to me is fascinating. I'm always excited when there's things happening, but I always pray for the best. I love that. I love that. That's fantastic, Jennifer Barry. I love Alison Arngrim. Yes. Those book readings. She's fantastic. We're going to have her back on the show as well. She was a lot of fun. We love her as well. All right, gang. So we're going to wrap up. It's about 20 to 10 p.m. Eastern here on the show. Once more time, we do thank our friend, Tiffany Moore, for joining us. And tomorrow it's going to be an incredible night of music and so much more as the renowned singer Kenny James is with us. Yes, live from Las Vegas tomorrow night. Don't forget, as we always say here on the Jim Master Show Live, don't forget to smile. That's contagious. That's a good kind of contagious. Don't forget to share the lovity. Don't forget to find your Zen place. Of course, right now, I wouldn't say that the ocean looks that calm with the storm. However, it's a wonderful place to be, and that's my Zen place. Number one Zen place with loving family and friends. And then, of course, music and writing and cycling, tennis, the ocean, and good times with those who matter most. And of course, my work in television and radio and stage and multimedia all these years as well is another fun Zen place for me as well over the years. And as we always say, we must never forget to relax. Take time for one another and take time for yourself. Love one another and love yourself and breathe from the diaphragm. Always remember to relax. Because as we've seen in the last 12 months, life can get crazy and dicey and annoying and frustrating and wacky and wonky. So, and weather can do it and just life can do it. So we're alive now. We're here now. Make the most of it. Savor every minute and every day. You don't always have to have something planned every day. You don't have to have an epic gala event for it to matter. You can just be sitting and reading or looking out the window or just spending time savoring the fact that you're alive and you're here and loved ones are as well, because again, as we know, life is short. Life goes by in a New York minute. So relax, breathe, and take care of one another. And hopefully this show kicks into gear some positive vibes for you, because that's what we love doing here on the show all the time. We have a good time. We like to have a lot of humor on this show, and we just love it. And we love all of you. Lovely hugs to everyone. Have a good night. May your dreams be sweet. That's one of my favorite ways to conclude, Maureen, is may your dreams be sweet. I really love that. Have a good night, Maureen. And thanks for all you do in the medical field. I have several relatives that are in the medical field, and you're all doing beautiful work. All the essential workers are, everybody, people working in grocery stores and just so much more. You're all doing beautiful work. We all are essential, right? All of us in our own way. Thank you so much, Jim. Love you. You too, Jennifer Barry. Good night to you as well, Kathleen. Isigari said good night earlier in Barcelona. We say good night to her as well. I think Willie did as well. So good night to her and everybody else, whether they comment or not. And good night. Sleep well. Stay safe. Love you to all. Kathleen, you as well. Night, night all to Juanita. To you as well, Juanita. And I agree. Mother Nature is so ticked off. Plant flowers for Mother Nature. Definitely plant flowers. Right. Plant flowers. Not quite yet. It's a little early for that. But when you get an opportunity, definitely do it soon. All right. Jim Masters here. Thanking you for your time. This time till next time here on the Jim Masters Show Live. We're going to get ready to wrap up the evening. Thanks for being with us, whether you're watching live or you're watching this later on demand in our archives. We really appreciate all of your time. Continue to spread the word. Tell everybody you know about our show. As we say, tell the world, share the levity, tell them about the Jim Masters Show Live. Continues to grow, continues to flourish. We continue to fine tune it, tweak it, make it the best we can with everything we have to work with here. So you guys being here as often as you are, we appreciate that. We realize not everybody can be here every night, but we love the folks that are here and those who watch later on. So with that, thanking you for your time this time. Till next time, we'll be back tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, right here on the Jim Masters Show Live, Entertainment Lifestyle Talk Show series with our special guest, live from Las Vegas, Kenny James. Get ready to have some great music tomorrow. Good night, all. Sending you some lovity from Jim Masters and the Lovity Squad and from Lovity Hall. I love saying that. We'll see you tomorrow. Good night. Be well.